Knicks family, what's poppin'? Welcome to the Puma Hoops Postgame report. Get those new Clyde court disrupts just released yesterday. Check the link in the description. Well, the season is finally here, officially. First game, Wednesday, October 17th. Let's talk about what we saw tonight and what we need to do to get this victory on October 17th versus the Hawks. Let's go. Knicks family, what's poppin'? I'm sure you guys seen the game. And I seen the game. And there were some things I was impressed with. Some things I was not so impressed with. And, we're going to talk about it tonight. All right. Before we even get into it, though, let's do a quick recap of the game. The starting lineup for those who may not have seen the game. The starting lineups for tonight's game was probably a surprise to some people. I thought maybe it would happen. I thought that Ron Baker would start just so that, he can get his fair shake at it. The starting lineups for tonight's game was Ron Baker, Tim Hardaway, Kevin Knox, Lance Thomas, and Mitchell Robinson. And I'm here to say I think that lineup was a little bit underwhelming from what I saw on the floor. It was underwhelming. Baker was Baker, just steady. I don't know if there's much more that we can say about Baker. He was steady. He didn't do it. He didn't hurt the team. He didn't really help besides his energy, right? He has a lot of energy, of course. But he didn't hurt the team. He was just a steady guy, steady point guard. Let's put it like this. Baker is a good guy. If you're down, Trey Burke is out, Frank Ntilikina is out, you got a reliable guy. But he's definitely steady. I don't mind him playing and being on the floor. Okay? I definitely don't mind that. What do we see from Timmy? I mean, we just seen, Timmy was Timmy. What are we gonna say? The same things that we've seen from Timmy all season, all preseason, all last season are the same things that we've seen tonight. I question why he was out there. We pretty much know that Timmy's going to be starting at the two spot. I think that Fizdale should have, let Trier play or somebody else playing that 2 spot. Maybe start Frank there, to see how things look. Timmy, of course, he hurt his hand or, whatever happened. Hopefully it doesn't affect them for the season opener. But Timmy was Timmy. Lance was Lance. Didn't do anything special. Kevin Knox, of course, we seen. Had 3 points tonight. Got himself in foul trouble. Knox he's definitely got to learn the nuances of the NBA game. That's very, very clear. I'm not worried about the kid. I think he's going to be okay, but it's clear that he's got to learn the nuances of playing in the NBA, the speed, the strength. Right now, he seems a little bit, he was pushing the issue, forcing it a little bit on some plays. I think he'll get it. I'm not too worried about him. And then Mitchell Robinson was, I don't know. I think that Mitchell Robinson is not going to be the guy to give us those rebounding, solve our rebounding woes when Kanter's not in the game. He's not going to be the guy, in my opinion. He gets pushed around and gets pushed out of the paint easy because he's not strong yet. One day he'll be the main guy. I promise you that. I really believe that. I truly believe that, but it's not now. He is not, in my opinion, not even close to being the guy that's going to provide that rebounding edge when Kanter's not in the game. I just don't see it happening right now. You know what I mean? He's not. He's got to work on some mechanics. his footwork stuff. He's getting his feet right, getting his feet set, locating the ball when when they're ready to. Well, I guess he does a good job locating the ball, but actually going and getting it without just relying on his length, right? And that's the problem sometimes with young guys who are very, very long. They learn to rely on their length, especially you're coming from playing in high school where you're the tallest player on the floor, the biggest player on the floor. All you got to do is stand there and grab the rebound without boxing out or jumping and things like that. So that's something that he needs to work on, and he's going to need the G League. I know some people say, no, he doesn't. I think he's going to need the G League just so that he can sharpen up on some of those fundamental skills or build some strength, develop a little bit, develop his footwork, all those type of things that I think he needs to develop. He shot an air ball from the elbow. He's not the first player to do it, won't be the last, but I expect him to at least hit the rim. 7 foot. You got to hit the rim on that. So, for that starting lineup, to me, it was underwhelming. Quick recap of the box score of the game. The Knicks shot a little bit better, 45.2% from the field. We shot 42.9% from three, so that was a little bit better. Kevin Knox, again, 3 points, 1 for 6 from the floor, 16.7% from the field, 2 rebounds, 2 turnovers, only played 12 minutes, was in foul trouble. Lance Thomas, 4 points, 4 rebounds, played 19 minutes. Mitchell Robinson, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. That's impressive, 3 assists. But one of the reasons why he's going to get those assists, he does not, right now, from that elbow, he doesn't look for a shot. Guys back up off of him, and he still has his back turned to the basket, waiting for the guard to curl around him so he can hand it off to him. He's going to have to develop that shot so that people respect him. If not, in the NBA, he's going to struggle because guys are going to back up way off him the same way they did with Joakim Noah. The difference between him and Joakim Noah is Joakim Noah could go to the basket a little bit. And Joakim Noah was obviously a better passer than Mitchell Robinson right now, obviously, because Mitchell Robinson is a rookie. But, he has the ability, I think, to develop that jump shot. He just needs to work on it and develop it, and guys won't back up off of him. Tim Hardaway Jr., 18 points, 7 for 14 from the field. 1 rebound, 2 turnovers. In my opinion, there was no reason for Tim Hardaway to be playing in this game. You should have, I guess, Fizdale wanted him to work defensively. He did well defensively, right? He did well defensively. Shot 50% from the field. I don't know if I've seen him really take a bad shot, but he just played Tim Hardaway's game, which can be a good and bad. If he plays like this, it's going to be a good thing. If he can, he took good shots, I think, and if he continues to take these kind of good shots, it's going to be a good thing for the team and for Tim Hardaway. But I don't think he should have even been out there tonight, to tell you the truth. I would have liked to see somebody else in that position, Alonzo Trier, Frank Ntilikina, So now he's got a hand injury, and hopefully it doesn't impact us on opening night. Ron Baker, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Like I said, Ron Baker didn't do anything either way, in my opinion. He didn't push the needle in either way. And he only started one half. I would have liked to see him just go ahead and let him start the game. Do the entire game. Give him his fair shake. He didn't. Trey Burke started the second half of the game. And, to me, Trey Burke wasn't really impressive. Noah Vonleh, I'll get to Trey Burke. Noah Vonleh, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He looked active tonight. He looked active. He was moving. He was, but I was just talking to Viv about this. Sometimes with Noah Vonleh, I don't know, man. Sometimes it looks like he doesn't have full control of his body or something with Noah Vonleh. But he's active. I like that. He's active and he can rebound the ball. He's not a starter. he's not a starter. He's much better off the bench. Obviously, we've seen that. I think there will be times when Kanter is either out or whatever it is that he'll have to start. He'll be forced to start. I don't know if right now he's a starter in this league. He's got, there's just some awkward to me, about what he does with his body on the floor. But he's an active guy and he's got a lot of energy. So I like him because of that. I'm not sure if he's exactly the guy that's going to come in and rebound when Kanter is not on the floor. But we're going to expect him to be, an energy guy coming into the game. Frank Ntilikina played well tonight. 9 points, 3 for 6 from the field, 50%. Shot 50% from the field. 4 rebounds, 5 assists. In my opinion, Frank is going to be one of the guys that Fizdale doesn't want to take off the floor. You could see it tonight. Frank played 29 minutes tonight. And why? Because he can play so many different positions on the floor. He can do so much, and he can guard so many different positions. You almost kind of need Frank out there. It's like you need him out there on the floor. Even if he's not your leading scorer, he's doing something. You need him on the floor. Alonzo Trier, 8 points, 2 for 9 from the field, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. I tell you what, I do not want to see Alonzo Trier and Trey Burke. And Trey Burke had 9 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, 1 steal. I do not want to see Alonzo Trier and Trey Burke on the floor together, though. There's too much. If you're going to have someone on the floor that goes ISO, let it be one person on the floor that's going to go ISO. Not two of them. Not two of them. In the first half of the game. And maybe, I don't know if it was just one play that, one stint that this happened or not, but Alonzo came down, went one-on-one without passing the ball. The very next possession, Trey Burke came down, went one-on-one without passing the ball. And if you see Trey Burke and Alonzo Trier on the floor together, that's what the offense is going to look like for a good portion of the offense. Do not play them together. If Trier plays, and we'll talk about Trier in a little bit. If Trier plays, you cannot play them two together. You can't play them together, in my opinion. Mario Hezonja had 14 points. He was 5 for 10 from the field, but a lot of it was in garbage time, so I'm not sure what to take from it yet. I'm not sure about Mario. I don't know. I'm just going to reserve judgment right now with Mario and wait until we get further along in the season. I'm still not sure about him. Then you got Damian Dotson, Isaiah Hicks, Moody, and Luke Cornett. Cornett showed me that he can be a specialist. Get spot minutes to come in if you need a couple of threes or something like that. He can be a specialist. He's not going to be a guy that's going to get a ton of minutes unless it's really, really necessary. But I think he played well tonight. He had 9 points. He was 3 for 5 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. He had 0 rebounds. And he actually did have a block, but they called it a foul. You know what I mean? But he had a block, so I'm giving him a block. But that's the story of the game. Story of the game tonight. All right, Knicks again shot 45% from the field, 43% from 3. As far as rebounding, we have 34 rebounds. 34 rebounds, not going to get it, folks. It's not going to get it. The Nets had 43 rebounds. We were out-rebounded by 9. It's not going to get it. We let the Nets shoot 50% from the field, 40.5% from 3. The Nets shot 37 threes. They made 15. Now, although we shot, and this is what we talked about. If you take a look at my game preview, I talked about the Knicks only shooting 25 threes a game and the necessity to shoot more threes. Good threes, not bad threes, good threes. The Knicks, we shot 43% from 3, but we only shot 21 threes. We made 9 of them. So even though we shot a slightly better percentage than the Nets from 3, they still made more threes than us. As a matter of fact, they made 6 more threes than us. That's 18 points. we got to find a way to get more threes, more threes, good shots. Through penetration, pull up in transition. Our transition to me still looks awkward, right? I still do not see. We'll get into the offense a little bit, but that's a breakdown of the game. The box score, a small recap of the game. The Nets defeated us 113-107 at the Garden. I doubt that would have happened if Kanter is there. I think right now, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Kanter's our best player. Some guys may agree, some guys may disagree. We'll talk about it a little bit later on, but I think Kanter is our best player on the team right now. Between Kanter and Hardaway, I guess. We'll see if Hardaway's played well the last 2 games. We'll see if he can continue. But between them two, they're the top two. They're the top 2 guys on the team right now. At least it's on the offensive end of the floor. Kanter, I think I might take Kanter number 1 right now on this team. We can't afford to not have Kanter on the floor. 1, because he can score. 2, because he can rebound the ball. Rebounding is probably number 1. So 1, because he can rebound the ball so ferociously, and 2, because he can score almost at will in the post. If this team is going to be competitive, we need Kanter out there, and it's very, very clear that we need Kanter on the floor. So we got some guys in the chat. We got Viv, we got Nick G, we got a real shark fin, and we got my man with the Knicks hat. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna get it. And we got Isaiah. You know what I mean? And guys, I just want to let you know, please make sure that all the equipment is working, everything is clear so we can hear you. All right? Because quickly if we can't hear you, I'm gonna go on to the next person, man. All right, so make sure we can hear you. We're not breaking up. And I know sometimes it's hard for you guys to control that. One of the things you guys can do though is make sure when you're speaking, hold that microphone to your mouth so we can hear you clearly. All right, and it doesn't break up as it's coming through, those type of things. But that's a recap of the game, guys. That's a recap of the game. And before I get into talking to these guys, I just wanted to send a quick reminder to you that we currently have tickets on sale for the MLK Day matinee, January 21st, 2019, Knicks versus OKC. And what do you get with that? You get, obviously, tickets to the game. We get a private lounge, food and beverage, non-alcoholic beverages included. We'll be courtside during the pregame shoot-around. And we'll also tour Madison Square Garden. It should be a fun evening. It's $205 per ticket. $220 if you want to get a t-shirt with it. So all you got to do is go to nothingbutnicks.com/NBK events, and you can take advantage of this deal. We have 33 tickets remaining, and we need to have them October 26th is when is our deadline. So if you're interested, take a look. So let me come to the group we got in the video chat. And if you want to join the video chat, it's appear.n/NBK. If you want to call in, I'm not taking calls just yet, but if you want to call in, the number is 516-405-2246. And let's introduce who we got in the chat. Viv, you want to open us up, man?
Yeah, sure. What's up, Sim? Shout out to
What's
chat.
going on?
Not much. I hear an echo.
You hear an echo? I don't know. That maybe that's one of the guys up there. So what did you think of the game, Viv? Just real quick. Just give me a real quick recap of what you've seen from the game, and then I'm gonna go through the group, and then we'll start getting to some questions.
Yeah, overall, I thought it was. I was kind of disappointed. I wanted a more efficient game. I didn't really get to see that overall. However, at the same time, we did see Frank. I think Frank separated himself from the other guards, and I think I think Fizz should start him. Otherwise, I wasn't really impressed with what happened today. I think Knox clearly is frustrated. I think Mitch got a lot of work to do, and Burke and Trier should never play together.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. Should never play together. All right, cool. Let me go to Isaiah.
What's going on, Sam?
Man? Yep. What you think of the game, man?
Think of the game. You know what's crazy? I was just talking to Viv about it. It's something. Trey's missing something. I'm not seeing where I've seen those 26 games. I'm not seeing it. Frank should be the starter. It's kind of clear. You know, the third quarter when it was Trey and Tim, they looked like they were just going through the motions. They kept getting down. They kept getting down. Once Frank got back in the game, the score I think it was like we were only down by like 8 or something like that. But Frank should be the starter. It's clear. It's clear as day right now. He's the best option we got.
Okay. All right. Real Shark fan.
What's poppin', Sim?
Good, man.
Shout out to the chat. Sharks in the water. Everybody looking good tonight. I hear y'all. You know what? That game was trash, man. That game was trash, man. I tell you, man. The only one that did what I was happy about was Frank. He like everybody knows, he separated himself, in my opinion as well. ISO ball, gotta go. ISO ball, I don't get it. Trey and ISO on the floor at the same time is no good, man. We got a lot to work on, man, because we're going to get our asses handed to us this year, man. And I really believe we need a superstar, somebody who's dependable to score every night, night in, night out. And so far, that's been KP. So I believe until he comes back and stabilizes everything, you know, it's going to be tough for us, Sim. Okay. It really is.
Okay. Let me see. My man here with the Knicks hat, with the black Knicks hat. What's your name, bro?
Benny Blanco.
Oh,
Benny Blanco, representing Long Island.
What's going on, man? You want to give us a quick synopsis?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. You want to give us a quick synopsis of what you saw in the game?
Basically, I'm just going to piggyback off of what everybody said. I think Frank, should be the starter. I'm a little disappointed in Knox, but I'd rather he hit that wall now than later. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's growing from this and, seeing what's going on. And other than that, I'm still wondering why my man Dotson can't get a start.
Why Dotson can't get a start? Yeah, I mean, Dotson's played well during the preseason. We got to give it to him. He's definitely played well.
Yeah.
I guess we'll.
Yeah, but he ain't getting no minutes.
Yeah. I guess we'll see let's see what happens in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? When he does get a chance, can he step up and take advantage of it? You know what I mean? Let me get around to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
All right. Nick G, what's poppin', man?
What's up, son?
I'm good, man.
Somebody's stuff is going on. I'm impressed with this game. I'm unlike everybody else, where everybody just constantly think like, we got to win everything. Sometimes these losses are good teachable moments. So I want to see what comes out of it. That's pretty much where I'm at, man. Okay. I think Frank should be the starter.
All right, and we're definitely gonna take that. That's definitely one of the topics that we're gonna discuss. Prince, what's going on, man? What's your take on the game? And I got my cricket buddy here again. Coming in to join the stream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we gotta talk over my cricket buddy. But go ahead, Prince.
Yeah, man, I'm on my Tony Crow tonight. I didn't get a chance to see the game. I had to go shopping and, got late cooking dinner. But listening to everybody, I see obviously we didn't play good. We lost. Like you said, I look forward to hearing everybody's comments. Like you said, I know it's the last game of preseason. Let's wait till, next week, and then we can run in and dig our teeth into the team. But it's preseason. I'm pretty sure them boys is tired. They ready for some real basketball start. So, I mean, it is what it is. We didn't think that we was going to go 82-0 this season. I didn't. I thought we would win some games, but again, we know what we got. We are what we are. We're a young team that needs to learn how to play basketball together in jail. So if we really think that we're gonna look like a finished product right now, you're selling yourself short. You're playing with yourself.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. We definitely are not going to be a finished product right now because we got too many new parts, too many moving parts, too many of them. The lines are open for you to call in, so call in 516-405-2246. And, we talked about, a lot of you guys talked about Frank as point guard. So obviously you guys think Frank won the point guard battle. I believe that Frank is the best point guard on the team. And everyone can say, listen, I hear Fizdale saying, he's saying, there's not a point guard. Whoever gets the ball brings the ball up. I think that's bull because when I watch the game, there is a specific guard bringing up the ball. When Trey Burke is in the game, Trey Burke is primarily handling the ball. When there are times when he puts Frank at that position and Frank is primarily handling the ball. And here's my question. If you do not have a point guard position, then what's the whole sense of moving around, trying out Trey Burke at the position, trying out Frank at the position, trying out Moutier at the position, and then starting Ron Baker at that position? I mean, that's one spot on the floor. I guess you can say, well, we're trying guys out for that spot. So if you're trying guys out for that spot, for that roster spot, because 4 guys are starting, let's say, then how come you don't try Damian Dotson there? How come you're not trying Alonzo Trier there? How come you're not trying these other guys there? But you have 4 guys that are considered point guards trying there. Because, I mean, to me, you have a point guard. You do have a point guard on the team, right? It is, you do have someone that you want to designate as your point guard, and I just feel if you're going to designate someone as the point guard, Frank Ntilikina is the best guy to do it because he can play defense at the position. Of course, he has length, and he is the best facilitator on the team, in my opinion. He's the best organizer. He puts the team. He gets the guys together. You see guys coming off curls, right? And he's finding them the ball in their spots. And his passes, for the most part, when he's getting guys cutting, when his passes are there, when he's making that pass, boom, it's on point. It's in a position where guys can catch the ball and shoot. Not everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think he's the guy that should get that position. Maybe he will not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to be mad if he doesn't. I mean, I'm going to trust Coach Fizdale. I'm going to trust him. I'm going to trust whatever his decisions are. I'm going to trust it, and I'm going to ride with it, right? Because he's there in practice. He's there around the guys. He knows he can see the guys' pecking order and all that kind of stuff because he's in the locker room with them. He's in the trenches with them, so I'm going to trust him. I have no choice but to trust him, but I'm going to trust whatever decisions that he makes because I believe in Coach Fizz. I'm just saying what I would do. All right? I got a caller on the line. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's up, Sim? Salute to you. I've been a fan of the show. Shout out to the chat. But I want you to talk about Kevin Knox and how uncomfortable he's been looking on that floor.
We're going to get to him.
He can't dribble. He's not playing D with effort. He looks lost on the court. He's 6'9". Like, at least put your effort on defense. Mm-hmm. He's not even close to KP's rookie year. Like, he's just not what we thought.
You can't say that.
There's 4 games of preseason. Like, y'all can't sweat, man. I don't even think I want to come on the chat no more.
Hold on, Prince. My bad. I thought I had them guys muted. I mean, we can't really say anything about that yet because none of these stats even count, right? I mean, we really do have to wait until we get to, to game 1. I mean, you never know. He may come in game 1 and get hot, right, and go 10 for 10 from the field or something. You don't know.
You're right. I'm just saying,
what you're saying.
If you look uncomfortable on offense, I need to see 100% on defense.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying about him, feeling and maybe looking uncomfortable at certain times on the floor. I think right now it's a mental thing for him. I think it's a mental thing that, he's trying to figure out, where do I get the ball in my spots? How do I get there so that I can get my shots off? Because even tonight when he did get a couple of shots off, they didn't go down. He actually got a little bit more aggressive in going to the basket. He has to learn when to pull up, I think right now still he believes, like, he sees a hole and he goes to take it, but guys are closing out quickly, right? And he's not, and he filling that hole quickly, so he's not used to that. Right. And so I think he'll be okay. I think he's gonna be okay. I understand exactly what you're saying though.
Yeah, he's definitely not having no Jason Tatum rookie year. We need to get that out of our heads.
Well, I mean, let's see what happens. The one thing we can say about preseason, right? And I don't remember what KP averaged during preseason, or how many minutes he even got during preseason, right? But the one thing you can say about preseason is the preseason game is going to look a lot different than your regular season game. It just is.
Yeah,
you don't know who, you don't know. I mean, it's just going to look a lot different, right? Because right now you got a gambit of guys coming in. I mean, we played 5 games in preseason and 4 different players started at the point guard spot. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get into the once you get into the season.
A solidified point guard yet. They still fighting.
So once you get into the season and you got some consistent guys in a rotation, that's when the chemistry really starts to build, right? Because now you got 8 or 9 guys that's playing most of the minutes. That's when you start to see that chemistry build. So I think we've, let's.
Yeah, I'm not
happens.
even worried about that. I just want, like I said, to see 100% on defense at least. Like,
all right.
I hope this makes everybody appreciate KP a little bit more. I want all my New York fans to wake up and appreciate what we have.
Yeah, well,
that's all. I'm gonna end it right there, Sim.
Okay, all right. I got you. Well, but you
keep doing what you do. I love what you're doing. Love the show. And salute to you in the chat.
And now, who won your point guard battle, though? You didn't get to that. We're talking about the point guards right now. Who won your point guard battle?
Point guard right now? Frank, of course.
Okay.
As of now, but...
As of now.
I'm just saying that's the best what we have here, Frank.
Yeah. All right.
He's the smartest.
I got you.
He's the smartest. And we have scorers all around, so why put another dribble head that just wants to come up, dribble, and shoot? I'm putting a defender and an organizer, like you be saying.
I got you. All right, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Salute, son.
Peace. Yep, that's my pick. Frank is my pick. Frank is definitely my pick. If it's clearly to me going to be between Frank and Trey at that point guard spot. If Trey starts, I'm not mad. If Trey starts, but I think it's going to clearly be between those 2 guys. But Frank is my guy. I think that he, I think he outplayed other guys. At least in these last 2 games, I'll say that. At least in the last 2 games. I don't know, Fizdale may see something different. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Sim? It's Jason.
What's going on, Jason?
Jason Santiago. I called a few times. I haven't called in a while.
Well, welcome back, brother.
So what topic we on? We still on point guards?
We still on the point guards. We still on the point guards, man. Who you think? What do you think is going to happen? Who you think is going to start next Wednesday?
It's still open. Coach and the GMs always still talking about, there's nothing permanent. Everybody still got to work for it.
Right.
But if I'm the coach, I have Frank start. Why not? Why not?
I mean, that's what I would do. He
is the smartest. I love his defense. He's not, that scoring ability isn't there right now, but we don't really need him to score, especially if we surround him with scorers.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not too many people that can really slow down, big name players. And Frank proved that last year. He almost got into a fight with LeBron James. Right. There's no rookie point guard doing that.
I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I seen the first half of the game. I didn't get to see the second half. I do know they lost.
Right.
Which sucks. But it's still there's a lot to learn.
We didn't look good all the way around. If Kanter was there, I think the game would have been a lot different anyway.
Oh, of course. He's the second best player on the team. Yeah. He's the second best player on the team. And I want to say shout out to the chat, but some of these guys are kind of crazy. Some of these guys are crazy on the chat.
Well,
and shout out to Who's Mark, because I agree with him like 9 out of the 10 times, believe it or not.
Yeah. All right. Hey man, I appreciate the call. I know we got some other people calling in, so I'm gonna get to it. All right.
We definitely do.
All right.
Shout out to the chat, I guess, even though they're kind of crazy. But thanks for having me on.
No doubt.
I continue to watch. I watch every night.
Appreciate it, brother. All right. Peace. And stats, just for stats' sake, just for the sake of it, over the last 2 games, 48. Frank has played 48 minutes over the last 2 games. 19 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 7 for 13 from the field. Trey Burke over the last 2 games, he's played 41 minutes, 19 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 7 for 17 from the field. For the most part, you could say it's a standoff. Right? Maybe the edge goes to Frank. For the most part, it's a standoff. Frank shot a little bit better than Trey. See what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Let me get to this last call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, Sim? This is Eposo from Roseville.
How you doing? What's up, bro? We still talking about the point guard battle. Right now, most people say Frank. I'm sure people in the YouTube chat, there's some people that I'm sure are saying Trey, because there's a lot of Trey Burke fans. Who do you think?
I definitely think it's Frank right now. As these games have progressed, I definitely see an increased effort on offense. Mm-hmm. In addition to him playing great defense, paying attention to the team, also organizing the team with his passing and vision. And also his second-hand passing, being able to send a pass which leads to another pass which leads to a shot. So I definitely think it's Frank. And I think Trey would be better off coming off the bench as a scoring punch. And I think he's been going away from what he's usually good at, which is just scoring and giving a change of pace.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think Frank, first of all, Frank may be the guy that gets the most minutes on this team, to be honest with you. He played 29 minutes tonight, more than everyone else. Frank may be the guy. He may be the horse. I agree. I know Fizdale said guys not going to get over 28 minutes, may not average over 28 minutes a game. But Frank may be the lone guy that gets 31 or 32, because I think Fizdale recognizes that you need him on the floor. Frank needs to be on the floor. Whether or not he starts, he needs to be on the floor because he can guard so many positions. He can play. You've seen him at the 4 tonight. He was playing the 4 tonight.
Yeah,
he's not going to be able to do that in larger lineups, right?
Of course.
When the other team has larger lineups, but in a game like tonight, when they were playing small, he can play the 4. He can guard the 4 with smaller teams. He can switch and guard the 1, the 2, the 3. And the 4, and if he's playing the 4, he can be a creator from that 4 position if you so choose to do. Yeah. Right? I think Frank is going to be on the floor a lot this season, and we've seen it in the last. And We've seen it in the last 2 games, and especially tonight. I think we've seen it a lot. Whether or not he starts, he's gonna get a lot of minutes. He's gonna get a lot of minutes on the floor.
And there was another thing I wanted to talk about with Frank and his defense, especially having him start at the 1. That gives us a certain type of flexibility versus where we're having him at the 2 or 3, where he's still going to be good and effective, but his height is average compared to that. But you have him at the 1. Now he could not only guard the point guard, shooting guard, small forward, but like having him at the 2 just limits him, because now you have Trey Burke, who has to only guard the 1. He can only guard the 1 there.
Right.
But having Frank allows you to like play. You can switch off and everything.
Right.
Like with Knox, you can switch them all off, and you could blitz people with Frank.
Yeah. I agree. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go out. I appreciate the call. I'm gonna see what's going on in this video chat. All right, and I'll holler at you, man. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. All right, peace. Yeah, and listen, this battle is gonna continue to go on. It's gonna continue to go on for a little while, I'm pretty sure, but I think it's Frank. I feel like it's Frank. But, we'll see what's happening. So we got a full chat tonight. We got a full video chat tonight. Ant G just came into the chat. Came into the chat. Ant, what's popping, man?
What's popping, sir?
I'm chilling. So tell me, did you watch the game?
Nah, I couldn't watch it. I was up at UConn. I was up at UConn watching first night tonight, man. So I missed it.
All right. That's what's up. No problem. I'm with it. Watch the first night. All right. Yeah, college season about to start jumping off.
Yes, sir.
We got.
I definitely seen the highlights though.
Yeah. We got Who's Mark in the building. I want to see what Mark got to say. But I don't think Mark is paying attention. I just seen him start yelling, and then it froze on the screen, so I don't think he's paying attention. You know what I mean? Let's see. Now he's looking confused, but his screen keep freezing up.
My screen is fine.
Mark, what's going on, Mark? What's up, man?
Yo, you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, bro. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, listen, man.
But yeah, keep the mic up to make sure we can continue.
Yeah, listen. I don't like how we played the first 3 quarters, because that is not good for us. Because if this was a different team, we'd got 20 piece. Due to this Brooklyn and their talent, we could come back. Right. Listen, man. Why does everybody call me a hater because I'm saying Kevin Knox is not active enough for me, bro? I want the kid to succeed, but you see, the thing is, this is why I stand with Frank, because he does something so well. And at least he's active on the floor. He don't have to score. As long as he's active on the floor. People take it into effect because I'm saying Kevin Knox is not active and give the kid some time. Yeah, give him some time, but why is he not active? He don't have to score, but he has to do something on the floor.
Well, let's. I think right now is mental form. I really do. I think it's mental.
Yo, Sim, you realize he changed his jump shot, right?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to see that.
Go look at his release form compared to when he was shooting it. He adjusted a little bit.
Okay.
He just rushing him on now.
I'll pay attention to it and look at that. But I think it's mental. Listen. I really think it's mental form right now. I think it's mental form right now. Yeah. I think it's a mental thing for him right now. I think he's just a little bit, he might be confused a little bit, and I think he's pushing. He's pushing to try to do something offensively. And in my preview, I said he needs to be assertive. And I'm not saying assertive means to take 20 shots. He needs to be assertive by getting involved. Just being there around the basketball, whether it's defensively. That's all I'm
saying. He goes to the corner and just stays there.
Just honestly, though, being there, being involved.
I think his biggest problem is he can't go left yet.
I'm watching 48 minutes with this kid. He is not even cutting. He's going to the corner and just stay there. I'm watching him.
Now.
At least Mitchell's active. He's doing something. You see he's present. The kid is not present.
Now, to his defense, though, I'm going to say this, right? I feel like, I don't know if it's the system, and we'll get to see it a little bit more. When Frank Ntilikina was at the 3, he was in the corner as well. If you go back, you look at the game when Frank was at the 3, when he came in, he was playing that small forward spot. He was buried in that corner as well. So, maybe that's something to watch, because maybe that's part of what their system is like right now. I don't know.
All right, so let me ask you one question. Yeah. So why every time when I see Damian Knox on the floor, he makes himself present? Like, you got to understand something. Knox, everybody on the team knows Knox has supreme talent, right? He knows that he's good. He's good. Why doesn't he make himself at least a little active on defense? You know, when he plays defense, every time I watch him, the defender blows by him. He's always on top of the dribbler. He's always on top of the dribbler. Mm-hmm. He can't move his feet. Like I was telling people before we draft him, he has very flat foot and he can't move his feet well. Every time he's playing defense, the dribbler just go right past him, like with no resistance whatsoever. I'm going to criticize him every game, because you know why? Because he's one of these picks that if he don't pan out, we're going to hurt. And this is why I'm very strong opinionated about him, because I think highly of him, because he's 6'9" with good talent. And that's a pick that we're going to have to live with.
Mm-hmm. And he's got to pan out. He's got to pan out.
Because if he does not pan out, guys, this is why I'm hot with him.
He's got to pan out.
But see, this is why we need
for
a point
us.
guard.
He has to.
I think it's Frank.
He's an
Trey,
asset. He's a big asset to us.
Hold up, Mark.
One of these guys.
Go ahead,
Mark.
I think Frank, Trey, our point guards, they need to consciously get him involved. Call plays to get him the ball. That's what a point guard does. He's a young guy his confidence is high right now. One of these guys need to step up, one of these point guards, and, get in his ear and say, build him up. Remind him how talented he is. Get him in the right spots. Run plays for him. Look for him. I think that's what a point guard does,
Yeah. And I talked about that in my preview. Those guys, whoever is the point guard on the floor at the time, Fizdale as well, design some things to try to get him involved and put him in positions to be involved. I still think it's mental for him, and it's going to take some time for him to adjust. It's going to take some time for him to adjust to the league and the speed of the league. How to make adjustments and things like that. Different players adjusted differently. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's
all I can say is for guys that overreact, like myself, it's gonna be a rough year with Knox, because Knox is gonna have great games. Yep. I feel like he's gonna have games where he's not as great. And if you overreact, you're gonna be overreacting every other game with this kid. So I would advise fans to stay even kill. When he has a great game, remember he's a rookie. When he has a bad game, remember he's a rookie, and don't get too high or too low on him. Just allow him to develop the right way.
I feel you. I'm gonna get around to everybody. I do want to ask a question of you guys. Frank played a lot of 3 tonight. He played a lot of 3 tonight. As a matter of fact, when he first came into the game, I think he came in at that small forward spot because it was Trey Burke and Frank who came in, and I think he was probably at that 3 spot. He played some at the 4. If Frank is not the starting point guard, and I know it's a system, a positionless system supposedly, but I still see that there is a lead guard on the floor. I don't care what anyone says. If you go back and you look at the games, there is a lead guard on the floor. You can say, if you don't want to call it a point guard, then there's a lead guard. My question is this. Is there any chance, if Frank isn't starting at point guard, and let's say Trey Burke is there any chance that Frank starts at 3 over Knox? Because he played there. He played very well there. I think he played within the system. All of his buckets, if you look at Frank, all of his buckets came within the system. Everything he did came within the system. I think there was maybe one shot. I don't want to say it was a bad shot, but there was one time when he, dribbled up the floor, and I don't know if he didn't know where he was going or what he was doing, but he ended up dribble, and then he finally penetrated to the basket. That was one time I was like, yo, we needed to get something rolling. Right? We don't want to do, we don't want him to become and do what Trey Burke and those guys do, because that's not really what he does, but it happened. That was the one time that he did it. So I'm watching it, but I think that, that was just, that was a isolated incident. Do you think it's possible that it could happen, that he starts at the 3 over Knox to begin the season? I'm going to say probably not.
I would hope not.
But he did play very, very well at the 3 spot. I wouldn't do it. I'm just asking the question. All right, so Ant, I'm gonna come. Just tell me what you think, yes or no. Then I'm gonna go to Nick G.
No, only because Knox is not a guy that I will pull from the starting lineup right now. Knox is a guy that at all the messages I will be giving him is positive reinforcement and building his confidence up. I think pulling him from the starting lineup right now may do more damage than good.
Yeah,
at this point.
So that's a good point.
I think he's a guy that needs to stay there, play with the starters, and get as much learning minutes as possible.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Nick, what's up, man? I seen you shaking your head no.
Nah, because I could see him starting at the 2 before I see him starting at the 3. The reason why is, again, the thing about positionless basketball always revolves around defense more than offense. True. Because you're talking about switching on defense, and your big man could guard a guard, or your wing could guard a guard or a big man, because it's positionless. So if you think about positionless basketball and you start talking about Frank would be able to guard big men. He could guard point guards. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So it's more about the defense rather than the offense.
It is.
So you got to flip that.
I agree with you. It is. But whenever Fizdale talks about positionless, he does talk about defense, but he also talks about the offensive side of the ball. Like him saying whoever gets the ball runs the offense. And I disagree with him, because more than not, I see a lead person. When Ron Baker was in the game, they gave the ball to Ron Baker to bring the ball up the floor and get things started. When Trey Burke was at that position, Trey Burke got things started.
Okay. You're missing one part with that. He said, who gets the rebound? If they get the rebound and they could push the ball, that person leads the break and becomes the point guard. It's the person who rebounds the ball. So you want guys to go after the rebound, just like this is how Russell Westbrook gets all his assists, gets all his points and stuff like that. It's part of the new system. I was watching Miami just the other day, and also LA, the same thing. Who gets the ball is the playmaker at that point, and they call the play. That's how it runs. It's not about who hands the ball off all the time, because that slows the play down.
I get that, but I fully understand that. But even when you have, even with the Rockets, Chris Paul is clearly a point guard and the point guard of the Rockets. But if James Harden gets the rebound, he can bring the ball up and initiate the play. I think with any team, whether or not you say you have a point guard or not, anyone who gets the rebound, if you have that type of a player, can bring the ball up and initiate the offense. I still believe that when he has someone on the floor that you have, I just still believe that you have a point guard on the floor. He can say it's positionless.
No.
From what I see, though, what I see is there is clearly a lead guard on the floor when there are players on the floor.
But I'm just saying it from a standpoint of being opportunistic. If you're talking about, just think Russell Westbrook for a second. Most of the time, Enes Kanter and what's his name, Steven Adams, they'll block out and let Russ get the rebound, and then Russ starts the break immediately, and it goes. So if you that cuts down the amount of time for say Kanter or whoever the big man is to grab the ball, look for the point guard, and then the break starts. That's seconds gone.
Right.
So if you think about it from the standpoint that's reversing, it's not if they actually start running it from a break standpoint, hey, I got the rebound, let's go. The fast break starts quicker and there's less seconds burnt. But then if you think about when they get into half court and the other team's defense is set, then you have to slow it down. You have to find a point guard. It's different.
Right. But I mean, with this team, let's put it like this: we're not pushing the ball that much up the floor.
That's the point. They're not following what his system is.
We're not pushing the ball up the floor that much. There's some, every once in a while we get a break off of, we get a break, but we're not pushing the ball up the floor that much. We're not. We're dribbling the ball up the floor.
We're chilling. We're too relaxed.
Yeah, we're dribbling the ball up the floor. I'm not seeing the ball getting pushed. I don't even see guys set. I don't even know, maybe it's not the system. I don't even see guys set along that sideline where someone, Ntilikina, Trey Burke, whoever can get the ball up, and there's someone along the sideline that you can push the ball up to get the ball up the floor. It's not there. They're dribbling the ball up the floor, even if it's on a fast break. And obviously we don't know what the system is in the locker room. What that system is, but I'm not seeing the break, and that's painful because when you have Trey Burke on the floor, Frank Ntilikina on the floor, Tim Hardaway on the floor, any one of those guys can push. And if we start thinking in that mindset of getting up the floor, we can score so much easier and at a higher clip. With more efficiency. Yeah, I mean, in that sense, what you're saying, of course, anyone who gets the ball needs to go. That's the one of the big things that people really like about Kevin Knox, that at 6'9", 6'10", he can push the ball. He can grab a rebound and push the ball up the floor. We've seen him do it that first preseason game, and we haven't seen it like that really since.
And again too, he's not with Kanter because Kanter played in that kind of system where he boxed out for whoever the rebounding guard was, which was Russell Westbrook at the time. Yeah, and then Russ just freaking took off. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
And listen, but that's another that is another thing. That's another thing, and then I'm gonna move on and get someone else up there. But that's another thing. Kanter's been out the last 2 games. Right? Yeah. And the offense looks significantly different without Kanter on the floor because there's not an anchor under the basket. You don't have an anchor that you can throw the ball into and they can get a bucket, or they can draw the defense in and then kick it back out. I think there's a big difference, and we may see a different Kevin Knox with Kanter on the floor.
Of course.
We may see a much different Kevin Knox with Kanter on the floor.
Yeah, I think also we need to see more threes. We need 10 more threes per game.
We do. We definitely do. All right, let me see. Prince, I'm coming to you, man. What's going on? Let me know. Do you think? Oh, let Guillermo in. Okay, I'm gonna let him in. I thought I let him in before. Let me ask you, what do you think, Prince? Hey, Prince, do you think it's at all possible? And I think Ant had the right answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I think he had the perfect answer. Is it at all possible that Frank Ntilikina gets to start at 3 at the beginning of the season?
No, just to sum it up real quick. No, I don't believe so. I don't think Fizz, like he said, I mean, he wants somebody who's legitimately 6'7", 6'8" at that position. And I mean, even though Frank can play the 3 and he would help out with being an extra facilitator on the team, I think he figures it's going to get a lot more with Knox being thrown out there to the wolves than, basically, putting Frank out there and getting those consistent minutes from him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Guillermo, we hear Guillermo. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good, son?
What's
just hating on me right now, man? That's messed up, man.
You said I'm hating on you?
I was your day one, man. I was your ace boom coon, man. You made me hanging, bro. This guy, man.
You was here, and then all of a sudden you wasn't here. I don't know what happened.
Nah, my bad, yo. Nah, but are we still talking about Frank?
Yeah, we still talking about. I asked the question whether or not it's possible. I mean, I don't think that is going to happen.
to play him at the 3?
That he starts at the 3 over Knox.
Nah, because you don't want to take the confidence out of Knox, right? I mean, this is the weird thing about the Knicks. We don't got a lot of like self-starters. We got a lot of guys who play with, when they get confidence, they play better. Like, for instance, I think that Frank does not need to be playing the 3. Like the dude, I don't know who said it before, but Nick G was saying, you know, you only have positionless basketball really for defense. Like for for offense, you know, you can't really see him go against some of these big threes like LeBron's or
that's true.
Some of these, it'll be tough, and you're gonna take his effectiveness out of it. Like, he can be a really good guy at the 1 because he's just such a long guy. He has such a long wingspan and whatnot. And Knox, you don't want to take out his confidence. Right now, I don't know if his shot is messed up, but he's definitely rushing. He's not comfortable. And I think that if you guys watched the game today, obviously you did, but just if you can watch it again, watch how they got Hazonia in a position to score, right? They got him on those little, those like pick and pass off and stuff. They need to do that more with Knox. Knox can't just be sitting up in the corner anymore. He needs to either drive from the wing or do those little pick and whatever those things are with Vonleh, that Vonleh did with Hazonia. And I think that will help him kind of unlock and get him confident, get some easy shots going.
Yeah. Now, and see, this is the thing. And I guess, and this is why Frank has to start. If you're really, I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. If you're really going to do positionless basketball, it is why Frank has to start. Because like both of you said, you talk about, when you're talking about positionless, you're talking about on the defensive end. But when you start Trey Burke, it cuts all of that off because he's not going to be able to defend 2s. Right.
And the thing about it is that even if Frank is not as efficient at scoring as Trey Burke is, he gives you that dominant defense. Like, there were possessions, like when the Knicks were getting, they were getting blown out for a while. There were still possessions I saw where Frank was shutting down whoever was on him. And I mean, you need that to kind of change the tides, man, because there were times last year we would be up by 5 by half, and third quarter comes and it's a freaking 15-point run. We need guys to kind of disrupt the other team's rhythm, and I think Frank is perfect for that. Trey Burke just needs to come off the bench. And one thing, I'll be really quick, I don't want to ever see Trey Burke, Trier, and Tim Hardaway Jr. again. That is the worst defensive grouping of guards I've ever seen in my life. No defense, no effort. Terrible. It was the worst, and it's literally when they changed those guys in the fourth quarter or whatever. And you see, I don't want to say the scrubs, but the Triers and the Cornets came in. It was almost a totally different game, and I'm like, what the hell? These guys played no defense when they were in. So that's all I want to say. My bad, man.
Yeah. Let me get to my man John.
Hey, what's going on, Sim?
What's going on?
Hey, not much.
First time in the video chat?
Yeah, first time. I actually started listening over the summer.
All right. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man.
All right, can you guys hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you, nice and clear. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so just going over what you guys are saying, I don't think Fizz would do that, with starting Frank at the 3 over Knox, because, he probably knows it's just part of the game. You got to throw in the rookie out there, get his feet wet, get a feel. And just like I feel in basketball, just playing the 3 is hard, I feel like Brandon Ingram had to start off at the bench at some point. He had his ups, his lows to get to where he's getting, and he's still growing in time. So I think, we just got to leave Knox out there to learn from his mistakes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. I agree. It was just something. I seen Frank playing so much 3 tonight, and he played it well. It was just a thought. I wanted to see what guys figured, what guys thought about it. If I was the coach, I would not start Frank. I really don't even like him there at the 3 that much, and I'm definitely not enthused about him playing the 4 and guarding 4s that much. Unless we're playing teams that have a really, really small lineup, I'm not that enthused about him doing that because I just don't think he's strong enough yet. When he gets, when he has the strength of a Lance Thomas, then yeah. But right now, I don't think he's strong enough. But whatever it is, like I said, Frank is going to be on the floor a heck of a lot, just because there's so many things that he can do and the way that he can create from different areas of the floor. I think Frank is definitely going to be on the floor, so I think that settles that, about Knox and Frank. Knox is just going to have to step up, man. He's just going to have to step up and do his thing, and get himself into the game, and I think he will. I think he will. I think he'll be just fine. He's got to learn. He's got to take his bumps and bruises. Got to take them. All right. Let me see. Real Shark Fin, I'm gonna come to you. Did you see anything? One of the things, I did a preview before the show, and I plan on doing a preview before every show, and then have a pregame. The preview, and I'm gonna put out a couple days before. I didn't put it out a couple days. I didn't put it out until late last night. But I will. I will. Make sure that I put it out earlier next time. But anyway, one of the things. See, I lost my train of thought. I was talking about the offense.
Okay.
I wanted to see the team. I wanted to see the team open up the offense a little bit.
Right.
Really, the efficiency. I wanted to see them play more efficient. They played better. Shot 45% from the field. Did you see anything on offense? Did you see them open anything up?
No, I did not. Actually, I just seen them coming straight down the middle of the court every game, every play. Hold on, let me mute this guy because I can't. Yeah, so they kept coming straight down the middle of the court every offensive possession, and it seemed like they were just going for self a lot. Mario, he seen, the first 3 quarters was a shit show, excuse me guys, but it was bad. They wasn't doing anything flowing. It wasn't no fluidity in their offensive moves. It was a lot of one-on-one. It was a lot of standing around too, if you ask me. And I really think they need a strong point guard, Sam, because somebody's out there's in control, and like you said, I believe it's going to be Frank who's going to be out there most of the time in a guard role, but they need a strong point guard for guys like Knox, because when he's off, you got to get him going. Cause like Mark was saying that he really doesn't have any moves, and he was really forcing it, man. But it wasn't no flow into the offense today. I didn't see no flow at all whatsoever.
Yeah. All right. Let me see, Viv, and I still got you open.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I still got you open, Shark. I still got you available to speak. Now, Viv, did you see anything new offensively? No,
I saw nothing new offensively, honestly. It was just, I saw some, it was really a lot of just random movement there. I didn't really see anything crazy. Frank got his buckets, but it didn't seem like they ran. They were trying to do some things. You could kind of see some movements here and there, but it didn't seem like. It just seemed like a whole bunch of off the ball movement that were going nowhere in a sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't really see a lot. I wanted to see more sets, but the problem was that for the moments that Frank wasn't bringing the ball up, it took Trier and it took Burke 12 seconds to even think about doing something on the floor.
And then when ISO had the ball, it stopped a lot with him too.
Oh yeah, him and Burke. I think they both just dribble, and they just kind of dribble into oblivion in a sense. They just it's like you got to get the play running. It's transactional. I was telling Sim this earlier. It's it may be transactional at the end of the day. They may still get a bucket, but if it takes them 20 seconds to get a bucket, they're just dribbling, and everybody else is just waiting on the sideline to see, okay, what are you doing right now? You're in a sense they're just waiting for them to do something. But
it was a lot of standing around.
It's just a lot of standing around. That's how guys who are struggling, like Knox and whatever, that's how they continue to
struggle,
get frustrated. And they continue to struggle.
It's not pressing.
I think that there has to be more structure with these guys. Right. Burke, Zoe, look, I know Fizz said, all right, Zoe is an ISO player or whatever, but he needs to instill some structure. You can't let these guys just go ISO all the time.
Hey, Sim, I have a question for you, Sim.
All right.
Do you think Fizz is going to shorten the rotation anytime soon?
Nope.
Is he going to shorten the rotation? You mean like so just playing 8-9 guys?
Yes.
I think you have to. At some point, you have to. I think you have to pick a number 9-10 guys that you say, I'm comfortable with these guys, or else you're never going to develop any chemistry. It's too hard to play 15 guys.
Yeah.
You can't play 10 either. 10 is 10. It pretty much never works out.
Yeah, nope. It's just
who's that going to be, Sam?
So who's going to be the 10? Good question. Who's going to be the 10 guys? If it were me,
you got Frank, Hardaway, Knox, Lance, Kanter. You're gonna get one of Burke. I think it's gonna be one of Burke. It's gonna be probably.
That's where it gets sticky at right there. It starts getting sticky right there.
You got Hazonia.
There's a whole lot of people that's left out.
You're gonna need Vonleh or one of the big men. That's 9 right there.
Let me see. My 5. My first 5. If it were me, my first 5 would be Frank, Timmy, Lance Thomas, Kevin Knox, and there's Kanter. That's my first 5. Then on the bench, I got Trey Burke. I'm gonna hold off on Trey for a minute. I got Vonleh. Okay. I got Hazonia.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play. And now it starts to get a little bit tricky. That's 8 guys.
Yep.
Right? That's 8 guys. Now it gets a little bit tricky.
Well, you're going to put Courtney Lee in that situation. That's going to be the 9th guy.
You can't forget about him.
Courtney Lee.
Because he could score. If he plays, he's going to get some buckets.
Right. Courtney Lee and Mitchell Robinson. Now, Trier, I think Trier needs to be somewhere. I really do. I think Trier needs to be somewhere. I think Trier needs to play. And all this, I think he's ready for the NBA. So now Trier, where does he fit in?
Well, I don't think you can have Burke and Trier play together.
You can't, and that's the problem with having both of them on the bench. You can't have both of those guys play together.
So that makes Trier the man who's out of the place, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of does until something happens with Courtney Lee. And then, Ron Baker at some point, I think, could crack the lineup over somebody if he continues to play defense the way he's playing. Continues to play defense. And you just come in, even if he's coming in for spot minutes. Even if he's coming in for some spot minutes to beat some guys up. Right. And Damian Dotson's been playing well. He deserves to get some minutes, I think. So there's... When you get down to the end, I think there's 8 bona fide guys, 9. There's probably 9 bona fide guys that are going to play and need to be on the floor, right? You got.
I mean, look at the problem. You mentioned that Mitchell's not on your list. So, guys,
I think he picked him last.
Yeah. I had him last. I had him last. He was my 10th guy.
Oh, he was your 10th guy, right?
Yeah, he was my 10th guy.
But it's like that. That's the battle of the 10th guy. You can either go big, you go Mitch, or you go
exactly
your guards, and then you end up with Baker, or Dotson, or one of these guys, even Trier. If the league comes back,
exactly.
So it's like you're stuck.
Exactly. That's that battle of that 10th guy. You're exactly right, Viv. Battle of that 10th guy that depending on how the game is going, how the game is flowing, and what's happening, you might play either one of those guys. Yeah,
he may even have to shorten it more than 10. I mean, less than 10. To really get some production.
It'll probably be 9. I don't think they'll go 10 if someone gets into foul trouble.
Right.
They're crazy. Yeah. But I ideally see those 9, and then if they have to extend it, that's where you extend it.
Yeah. Well. Frank played 30 minutes tonight, so. It's not going to be too many people either playing that amount.
I think whatever happens, whether he starts or comes off the bench, he's going to play 30 minutes. Or he's going to play some crazy amount of minutes because
that's true.
He's
a focal point of the team. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let me get to his phone call. Tony, what's popping, man?
Still Black is time. Shout out to the chat. What's good, son?
I'm chilling, man. And hey, I got your text message, man. It's been a crazy couple of days for me. You know, I had a bunch of work I had to do with a client. You know, I had to, I was in DC doing a bunch of stuff, doing some visiting some people and stuff like that. So it was just, a real busy week, man.
Hey, it's all good. I'm gonna try to reach out to you tomorrow because I gotta work in the morning anyway. So
all right,
we good. But yeah, I'm over here laughing because when he asked the question, I immediately said no. At least not right now. There's no way he's gonna shorten the rotation. We got too many players that nobody's really stood out and defined themselves.
Right.
So I think it's gonna switch. I think it's gonna be like a good 10 more games of preseason, like
it might be
switching and figuring out who's gonna earn it.
Right.
A few things I wanted to point out when I was listening in earlier, before I tried to call. One of the problems I think with Knox is one, Kanter hasn't played the past couple of games. So I think he had a little bit more responsibility. I think his best attribute is the fast break, and we haven't been pushing the ball. Mm-hmm. I really believe Burke is the best option as far as pushing the ball and speeding up the pace. And I'm not shitting on Frank at all. Excuse me. I think Frank is like the utility knife, where he could pretty much slide in multiple different spots at any given time. There's another thing I wanted to say, but yeah, I think Knox is gonna be all right. I think he hasn't developed his, like I was saying with Frank, his go-to move. So right now, his best attribute is like transition, rebound, pushing the ball, and figuring out what to do on the way. So
right.
Just give Knox some time to develop a couple go-to moves. Right now, he's just going up of talent and skill. So some days he's gonna be there, some days he's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think we gotta do a better job. People I see a lot of people in the chat say, there really is no system. And I'm starting to wonder, and maybe it's just taking Fizdale a little bit of time. And this is the question I wanted to ask, so I'm gonna ask you. Maybe it's just taking him some time to figure out who he has on the team, what skill sets they have, and then he can really start to develop that system, right? So it may take this whole season for that to happen, right? It may take the whole season for that to happen, and then next year you really start to see a system, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My question is, because we haven't seen a lot, are you worried?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried in the sense that we it's all new. Like you can't expect his system to be in place with 5 preseason games. It's with a whole new coach, a whole new roster. Pretty much players haven't really played together. He doesn't know who best suits. That's what the preseason is for, to figure some of these things out. But you can't even expect it to be done, after the preseason. It's going to take a good 10, 20 games in to know which players play well together. Which players, he's learning just like the players are learning.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's all going to take time. I'm not worried at all. I think it's like an open opportunity for everybody. Come out, do your best, shine. I think we're going to have multiple different players leading us in scoring different days. It's not going to be like bona fide leading scorer. Like 1 week, it'd be like, oh, Hazonia's leading us in scoring. Next week it might be Holiday. Next week it might be Burke. You know what I mean? Like, and Kanter, that's another big factor, man. Kanter is a walking double-double, and he might get you 20-20. So Like, that is so big. Offensive rebounds, that's so big.
Right.
That wins games. So I'm not worried at all.
Now,
I'm happy with our roster. I think we're gonna play 10, 11 players for a couple of months until people shine, and then we know what we have. And then it's gonna be situational. You know, I see Mitchell playing a lot of defensive possession. Like he was switching Cornette and Frank today. There's going to be a lot of situations like that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to that too. I'm gonna get to that defensive thing too. But the reason why I asked the question, reason why I asked the question is because just from what I'm seeing, I just don't see a lot happening. I see a few things here and there, but even if it takes time for you to really, really develop your system, I feel like there's more actions that could be put in place. There's more things that we could actually start to see happening in players doing on the floor, and I don't feel like I see enough. That's the reason why I asked the question.
I think the league is changing in that sense as well, and there may be a detrimental. I don't know if there's that many real coaches out there. You know what I mean?
And see, I agree. The league is definitely changing, right? But also, I think it's changing to, where you have not young players, but you have players that can do multiple things on the floor, and it's more read and react. You don't really have just a straight up, here is the system you're gonna run. You're gonna run here and you're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. It's really whatever the defense gives you, you take it. But I also believe, though, when you have a young team like this, you need to have some structure so that they understand just positioning on the floor, where to be, when to go where, and certain things. And then as they really, really get used to it, and they've actually, they're disciplined, then you can loosen it up and just let them play ball a little bit more, because they all of those actions that you've taught in a little bit more of a structured system have become second nature. And so now they do it without even thinking, right? It just happens. So now you don't need to have a certain system. You can say, here are certain things that we do on the floor. You guys, when this happens over here, you guys do this. When this happens at this point of a play or at this point of a possession, you guys do this. But I think you need to have the structure first, and then you can lighten it up a little bit. I don't see much structure yet.
Well, I'm gonna say this last little comment. It might even get some people a little upset, but before I get to that comment, I think that's why Coach loves Lance Thomas, because I think he's that type of player that's gonna be in the right position and also tell the other players where they're supposed to be. I think Courtney Lee's gonna fit that mold well. If I don't know. I think he's hurt or something. I don't know what's going on, but I think he fits that mold. I'm worried about Tim Hardaway in that aspect, because I don't know if he's catching on to that just yet.
Right.
But and the biggest issue is that point guard position, because Frank could do it, but he's gonna have to. I like what he's been doing the past 2 games. He's gonna have to pick up that aggression on the offense in order to do it. But Baker might be the best suited point guard to do that, as far as putting people in their spot and being in his correct spot and rotation. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing. I wouldn't even be mad if Baker started, because he's just a smart kid. You know what I mean? And he plays hard.
Yeah.
He's not gonna make a mistake.
Right.
Hopefully he makes a shot. But that's my little hot take right there.
All right, man.
For that. Shout out to the chat. It's like it's time. I'm gonna try to reach out to you after work tomorrow.
Okay. All right. No doubt. All right.
Well,
So I want to see what the video chat guys in the video chat is talking about. Guillermo, are you concerned about the offense? Guillermo, can you hear me? I'm not sure Guillermo can hear me. Let me get to someone else that can hear me, because I don't think Guillermo can hear me.
I'm sorry. I'm here, Sim. My bad.
Oh, there you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My bad, man.
Yeah. All right. Are you concerned about the offense?
Very much so. I saw little pieces of some type of structured offense, like I said, with the little pick and what I don't know what you call it, Sim, but it's like the thing where, like, say Vonleh will hold it, right? Mm-hmm. And then Hazoni would come around and then get the ball, and then Vonleh would set like a kind of like a fake-ish screen, and Hazoni would just come and kind of like curl and shoot, pick and curl, whatever. But yeah, I am concerned about the offense because we still haven't have a chemistry, man. We don't have a. They didn't play the lineup like you were talking about today with Kanter when they rested. What is a set offense for this team, man? When we're in a bind, you need to give guys some type of structure so they know what they're doing and not just go out there with their heads cut off and just trying to score ISO and not have guys move. So yes, I mean I am very concerned because I haven't seen any type of system. I know it's preseason, but it's the 5th game.
But still, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything concrete, and I know we want to play. If you're playing positionless, that does mean that you're gonna have times where you're able to go. Without a set play, and most of it should be without a set play. But I think,
like you said, you said no matter what, you still need a one guard, right? So no matter what you do, you need either you still need a one guard, and you need the set shooters, and you need the guys who are setting picks. You need the dirty guys. You need the guys who are doing the dirty work to get other guys open. And when Lance Thomas is not in there, who's doing that? Like I saw today, I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know why they ran this lineup with Trier, Burke, and Tim Hardaway, but that's a lineup I would never play during the season unless everybody's hurt and they're literally the last guys playing. Why would you play that there to show what? What are you showcasing? What system are you trying to create? You too much isocentric, man. Just too isocentric, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm concerned a little bit. I'm holding my reservations, and just hoping that he is surveying talent right now. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. Caller, actually hold on for 1 minute. All right, I'm gonna put you on hold, then I'm gonna put you back on hold because I got someone else here on hold. Actually, caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'? Yeah, I guess he's not there. Yeah, I don't know. I think I did. I just did something. I think I just hung up on everybody. All right, they'll call back. I hope. All right, let me see. Let me get to let me go to Mark.
Yo.
Mark. Are you concerned? Mark, are you concerned about the offense? Are you concerned?
Yeah, grimy, man.
Yeah, because I'm concerned because guess what? This is what I was saying from the beginning. If we don't have something instilled, these stars aren't coming. They aren't coming. No one's gonna come if we don't have nothing set and still. And on top of that, we don't take enough threes, Sim. We can't keep playing this 2-point game. Mm-hmm. We can't score. Sim, like I'm saying, we cannot score 100 points, and that's just Brooklyn.
Right. I hear you.
Let me ask you a question. Do y'all see the Bucks? Did you see what Budenholzer did with that offense?
We scored 107 tonight.
But we barely hit that, Sim. I'm talking about scoring at a clip. We do not score at a clip. It was probably like the 3rd quarter. We couldn't score. We struggled so bad in scoring. We don't even go to the paint. We don't even go to the paint, Sim. We don't even go to the paint.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
everything is up top.
It's definitely like that now. These last 2-3 games. How long has Kanter been out? 2-3 games. He's been out 3 games, right? It's definitely been like that with Kanter out. I think it's going to be a little bit different with Kanter in the game. We're going to get some points in the paint with Kanter back.
And what's so crazy? It's crazy that I'm even saying this. Kanter is our best player right now.
He is. He is our best player. Crazy. Matter of fact, let's talk about that. I want to know what guys in the video chat think, because I believe that he is our best player right now.
And you know why he's our best player? Because he plays with more heart. He's more active. Even though he gets beat on defense, but he gives me 10 to 15 rebounds with easy 20 points a game. He's going to give 20 points a game. As long as you give a type of maximum effort that I can say, yeah, you did your thing tonight, I'm fine with you. But if you're just not active on the floor and don't care, I can tell when a player cares and when a player doesn't. Because when I watch Brooklyn, these sub-average players play harder than us. Why is LeVert scoring 5 threes and Tim Hardaway had the nerve to talk crap when he's busting your ass?
Yeah,
and they played together.
Played decent tonight, though. Tim Hardaway played decent tonight. He's 7 for 14 from the field.
LeVert was killing him, bro. He had 5 threes on him.
But
you can't talk when another player is killing you.
But Kanter is definitely.
He's our best player.
He's our best scorer, in my opinion. Even though he's not going to score from the outside that much. He's so unstoppable in the post. He's our best scorer.
Sim, who grabs rebounds for us? Who had even 8 rebounds for us?
Right. The rebound total tonight. I don't know if anyone had 8 rebounds tonight. No. Our highest total was 5. Vonleh had 5. Frank Ntilikina had 4. Mitchell Robinson had 4. Lance Thomas had 4.
And let me ask you a question. You know, like the last few, let's say the last minute and a half. Why did we lose? Why we couldn't? We could have scored on possessions, because guess what? Teams grabbed offensive rebounds off of foul shots because we couldn't grab a rebound because we kept getting boxed out because no one was looking at the basket.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think. I mean, he clearly to me is, and I don't think anyone can really argue it. Does anyone in the chat want to argue that point? That Kanter is our best player right now.
Yo, he's our best player. Man.
I can't see anybody else being. Guillermo wants to argue it? Oh, no, he doesn't. I can't see anybody else being our best player right now.
Because when I watch...
Ant wants to argue it. What's up?
No. I don't want to argue it per se, because he is right now. I was just going to say, I hope at the end of the season he's not.
Okay. All right.
If that,
okay, I get that. Yeah. I mean, and I mean, listen, if Kanter is your best player, where's Kanter ranked in the league as far as a player in the league?
Below 60.
That hurts, man. That hurts.
Below 60?
That hurts. So.
No, because I don't think he's below 60.
No. I don't know if he's that low, but he he's not top 35. He's not top 40, I don't think. So he
Will Kanter make the
You don't want Kanter being your best player. You don't want him being your best player.
Right.
Yeah, basically, you don't want that to happen. You don't want Kanter being the best player. And he's our best player right now.
He's our best player. Can Kanter make the All-Star team?
Yes.
No, because we ain't winning 20 games playing like this.
The only reason why I think he can is because a lot of the times I see the NBAs try to get a player from each team almost, like they try to be charitable. And if Kanter's averaging something like 20 and 15, he's definitely got a chance to be a All-Star, I think.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me see. Let me come to
those aren't chump numbers. Those ain't chump numbers. 20 and 15. That's big time production.
That's numbers. That's good numbers right there. Hey, John, man, what do you think? Is Kanter our best player right now?
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with you there. Like I was saying before, Kanter just brings so much energy every night with him. He doesn't take it easy every night. Once he puts that jersey on, he goes to war basically. So I agree with you.
Yeah. Can he make the All-Star team?
Nah, John, an FBI agent. CIA.
Nah, I actually just moved into a new apartment. That's why I'm just setting up my new stuff.
Okay, John,
my stuff hasn't gotten here yet, but
okay.
Next time I call it, I'll have this all set up.
John, okay.
So,
as for making the All-Star team, I think it's debatable because I feel like he's a walking double machine. So he could have a chance for that.
Okay. All right. I'm really looking forward to opening night, man. So we can You know, I think the game is still gonna look a lot different than what we've seen in preseason. I do believe that. I don't know if offensively we're gonna see what we hope to see, but it's gonna look different because, well, I hope it's gonna look different with lineups. Defensively, there were some things that I liked defensively. Right, I seen a lot of in that fourth quarter. Fizdale started making the offensive and defensive substitutions with Frank Ntilikina and Luke Cornett. You know, that shows that he was starting to really think strategically. I like the fact that they were trapping half court. Right, there was some half court traps in the corners that gave Brooklyn some trouble, which allowed us to bring the game back to a manageable, you know, where we could possibly, you know, pull the game out. I think it was very effective. And then full court press. When we got to the end of the game, I think the full court press was effective. I would like to see some of it splattered throughout the game. You know what I mean? You know, just some more defensive strategy splattered throughout the game. You know, you get to the end of the half, throw a press on full court for the last 2 minutes of the game. You know, do a little half court trapping towards the end of the quarter or something like that. Keep those teams guessing. We did a little bit of it tonight, and it was effective. It was pretty effective. Viv, I'm coming to you. What do you think about that?
Can you repeat the question one time, Sim?
I was I seen we did not a lot in the fourth quarter. We did some half court trapping in the corners.
I like that pressure. They almost executed some of them pretty well. I think the one where I think somehow Kenny sneaked a timeout or whatever. I actually thought that was almost a travel in my eyes. I did like it. We almost had it. Actually, our big problem is that we had no one who could rebound the ball. If we had a rebounder out there, then I think we would have pretty much executed all those traps and everything. Mm-hmm. You know, we probably would have. He could have even come back the entire way. It's kind of funny if you really think about it. But I like the energy. Is it sustainable? I don't know. But I mean, granted, it's preseason and it's against the Nets. But hey, you know, and I like the energy. You know, I mean, the guys competing on the last game of preseason. You know, most of them probably realize, hey, I'm not going to play much minutes to begin with. So, you know, you like seeing that.
Yeah, and you know, like I was even during, I would like to see it a little bit more. The end of quarters, maybe you know.
Yeah, I like the 2 minute, like almost like a 2 minute drill, right? Just have that. Just keep on having them. You know, have the presses. But I guess the problem with our lineups or the way our roster is built is if we do it too much, I think teams are just going to easily exploit it because I don't think we have all the defenders in place to fully, you know, just press for more than maybe a couple times. But.
Right. And you don't have to do it a lot. But of course, when you get down to the end of the game, the way it was tonight, you might want to press a little bit. But you know, if you get to the end of the first quarter. You know, maybe you do a little half-court trap. At the end of the half, maybe you do the last minute of the half. If the timing is right, you do a little bit. You do some full-court pressure. You know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You just throw it out there a little bit, just to throw the offense off, give them a new look. You know, and those little things.
I'm a fan of just just the unpredictability of the traps. So
yeah. You know, in the NBA though, one thing I don't see in the NBA is a lot of variation in defenses, right? Because they don't use a lot of zones in the NBA.
Yeah, they can't. No.
You know, so no, they can.
Well, they could, but I guess the problem is a 3-point. Oh, so many people are good at 3-point shots. They just.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, every once in a while, I would just like to see defenses just switch up for a possession or two. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, because if a lot of times, even if you switch up for one possession, you got to have a smart enough team to do it.
Yeah.
Right. You come out of the timeout, and you say we're gonna go 1-3-1 full court press.
Yep.
Or something, or 1-3-1 3/4 court press. We're gonna try to trap in the corner. If make sure your rotations are right. We're gonna do it for one possession, and then we jump off and we're back in man.
I feel like the Warriors may have tried it. I don't know if they did the 1-3-1, but I thought they did try some sort of variation against Cleveland, whether it was last year or the year before.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's it'd be a good thing. I know NBA offenses and players are so smart. The basketball IQ is so high. After one or two possessions, they're going to be able to break your zone. Now, I have seen a couple of games, though, where a team went into like a 2-3 zone and the other team had some trouble with it. Matter of fact, I think the Knicks a couple years ago, a team went into a 2-3 zone against us. I forgot who it was, and we had trouble with it.
We definitely did have trouble against it, I mean, we're the easiest team to play zone against because no one can shoot.
Oh, yeah, with this team right here. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they did. I feel like teams did it against, I think, maybe the Bucks. I thought they would. I thought many teams did it against Cleveland too. I thought Boston may have tried it, but maybe even Boston did against Philly. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I mean, like just switching it up every now and then. I think you can just mess things up for people.
Right, just mess them up and kind of stall them. You might get a turnover here, a turnover there, or just had the team confused a little bit.
You just want that energy, though. I mean, as long as the players come out with some sort of energy and they're playing intelligently.
You
can never go wrong.
Especially when it comes to boxing out for rebounds, man. It's just frustrating watching them just there at the boards just fly around,
Yeah, exactly. And when you have we have a problem right now where we can't rebound without Kanter in the game.
Mm-hmm.
A zone sometimes can help you out.
Yeah,
every once in a while.
I think the problem is like one is just one of our problems is just we're not even thinking about rebounding. Like our players are just thinking about getting on the break.
Yeah,
and they just they forget that so someone has to rebound the ball.
Right.
And the second thing is just I think because we have a lot of guards out there that no one has the strength or ability to box out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, just having someone, even Vonleh too, to an extent, he's not the best rebounder, the best player who can box out either. So,
right.
Like you said, the zone just does provide those options. And I think,
a few options. Let me get to this caller. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Sim?
I'm chilling. Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm all right.
Yeah, we were talking about defense. Did you see anything you liked from the defense today? I know I did.
Yeah, I liked the defense tonight. I think our team as a whole isn't like we haven't seen it yet because, like you said earlier, weeks back, Courtney Lee is going to get a lot of playing time. We're either shopping him or he's going to be our guy. More likely shopping him, but Courtney Lee is going to be up there, and Courtney Lee is defense. Like he's the guy. Like now we have Frank who's coming along, but Courtney Lee was the guy who was guarding the best offensive player on the team for the last couple of years. So I think when Courtney Lee comes in with Frank, and even at times with Mitchell, with Robinson going in there and just making the hole inaccessible because of his blocking ability, I think we're going to have a pretty good lockdown defense. I don't know who's going to play with that lineup. And, Lance Thomas. Yeah, and Lance Thomas. I mean, we've got a pretty good defensive core.
Okay. All right.
So
all right.
I think we saw some promise tonight. I'm really glad that I saw those young guys tonight come in the fourth quarter and bring that game back.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot. That was very impressive. I mean, they were down 20 almost, and they brought it back to I think 4.
Yeah, we got it as close as 4
for a couple seconds, but it was down to 4.
Yeah.
Well, 4 or 5. That's impressive. And I didn't see Tim Hardaway out there. It was Ron Baker, Neil Aquina, Trier. I think it was Cornette and Mario, and those guys really. I see a lot of good things.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Hey, you know what?
Can I get on you real quick? Just real quick about Kanter.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand why people just can't look at Kanter as a really good NBA player who's going to be an all-star unless somebody emerges as a top center in the East. I mean, if he was in the West, he'd be buried. But in the East, who do you really have? I mean,
what centers are in the East?
Trying to
who
really,
do we have in the East?
I mean, really think about what really good centers are in the East. If he puts up 20 and 12, who's better than him?
Well, you got to remember though.
20 and 12 in the league.
I mean, that's true, but you just got to remember it's not positioned like point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Now you just have you have your guards and you have your bigs.
Yeah, but the All-Star game's in Charlotte. It's on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks are going to have a representative. I mean, when's the last time we didn't have a Knick in the All-Star game? I mean, Porzingis this year, but he got hurt like a week before.
Right.
I mean, if Kanter's putting up 20 and 12 or 18 and 14, what other big man in the East is going to be putting up those kind of numbers?
Let me see.
You're going to have guards and maybe small forwards.
The guys in the chat is telling you right now. So right now, this is who they're saying, and they got a lot of people in here: Joel Embiid, Whiteside, Andre Drummond, Al Horford.
Whiteside's garbage. You saw what he did last year. He didn't put up 20 and 12 last year.
I think Kanter can be in the conversation. I think
14 and 10. No, I don't even think it was 10. I think it was Horford was like 14 and 8 last year.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to be on the best team in the East, so that makes a difference as well.
Oh, I get you. He might get in on the All-Star because they're gonna be the best team in the East. But we'll give Horford, who's a better center than Kanter right now.
Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah, and Embiid. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I keep forgetting about Embiid.
Yeah. Andre Drummond.
But literally after Embiid and maybe Horford.
Andre Drummond, maybe.
I don't know. Andre Drummond he put up good numbers, but his team was garbage. I don't see.
Let's put it like this. I think Kanter should, if Kanter gets a good amount of minutes, he should be in the conversation. Yeah, but hey, man, I'm gonna let you go. All right.
He was all-star. He was all-star eligible last year. I think he was like of the reserves. I think he was in the top 10 in the reserves last year. He didn't make it because of he would have been. It was like they had Horford and Porzingis and all those guys, but he was like 4 or 5 spots out from all-star last year.
All right.
And I'll let you go on that.
Yeah, I'm going to let you go, man. All right.
All right, have a good night. What's up to the chat?
No doubt. All right, guys. We down to it. I want to hear what Real Shark Fin has to say about the defense. All right. Shark Fin, what do you think about the defense, man?
The defense was decent, man, in the fourth quarter only. When they made that comeback, Sim.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good, but did you notice how Baker had the full court defense the whole game? Mm-hmm. Did you notice that, Sim?
Yeah, and I think that's something that Fizdale wants to do. I think he wants to pressure up on their ball handlers.
But he was the only one putting pressure on the ball handler.
Well, he's a heady guy. He's a smart, heady guy. Everybody's not there.
You're right. You're right. That's why he's going to get those minutes that you speak about.
Right.
He's going to get some time.
Right.
Yeah, the defense was all right, man. I wasn't.
We got to defend. We got to defend the 3-point line still.
For sure.
We still having problems defending
and
that.
the pick and roll. We got to defend that as well.
Yeah, we let them shoot 40% from 3. They shot 37 threes, something like that. We let them shoot 40%. Oh my God,
they had their way with us, man. It was no perimeter defense at all.
Let me see.
Believe what they was doing to us.
They shot 37 threes. They made 15, 40.5% from the 3-point line. So we still got to do a better job guarding those 3-point shots.
Got to do a better job.
Part of that comes, the last few games we've been letting guys get to the rim.
Mm-hmm.
When you start letting guys get to the rim,
I wanted to say this about Kanter. Right, Kanter's our best player, Sim. So who's our second best player?
Who's our second best player right now? I think
if it's Kanter's our best player, who's our second best player? It gotta be your boy Timmy. It gotta be Timmy. It gotta be
offensively. At least offensively, it's Timmy.
Offensively, okay.
At least offensively is Timmy. Mm-hmm. On the offensive side of the ball, that's clear right now.
But could we say Courtney Lee is our second best player?
Courtney Lee, you know what? I guess we have to see what he does. Just haven't seen him yet.
Assuming if he's healthy, and he brings what he usually does.
I hope he's really hurt and not playing a game with us.
Yeah, we just haven't seen him yet. The Courtney Lee situation is going to be interesting. Because he's clearly going to deserve minutes when he gets in, when he's healthy. He's going to deserve minutes. So then, that's it's just another guy that we've got to figure out what to do with.
Man, Fizz got a big job ahead of him, Sam.
Yeah, you got to work out, how to. But this is a problem when people look at it and say, "Well, wow, you got a lot of players. You don't know who to play. You must be talented." But really, when your team is not talented, that's when you're not sure who to play, because what it means is you have certain guys that do certain things, and you don't have the players that can do that are all around. You don't have enough players that's all around. You got one guy's a defensive guy, one guy can score, one guy's a rebounder. One guy blocks shots. You don't have a guy that can. One guy gets assists, right? You don't have the guy that can score and get assists. You don't have the guy that can play defense and score and get rebounds. So now you're trying to piece all these guys together, and so you don't know who to play because you have all these different players that can do different things, but you don't have 5-6 players that can do everything.
Right.
So it makes it tough to choose who to play.
And I think that's where this Courtney Lee situation is just awkward, because when you got nights where Trae Young or Timmy's just chucking up ill-advised threes, and on top of that, you gotta decide what do I do? Do I bench these guys, or do I go with the vet, the guy who's a professional, who's consistent on the defensive end and he shoots the ball fairly well too,
Yeah.
What about when ISO Zoe is off? Do you stick with him or do you get him out the game?
And I mean, with ISO Zoe, I think ISO Zoe is, he's young. He's a rookie. I think, you probably if he's off, you're probably snatching him. You know what I'm saying? Because you're probably snatching. He hasn't earned that respect yet. He might.
No, but he got the green light.
Yeah, he's got the green light.
But he didn't earn it yet, basically.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the season, I think he gave it to him because he's seen that he might be one of the top 3 scorers on the team. I think by the end of the season, if now here's the situation. I'm gonna mute you guys for a minute, right? I think here's the situation with Alonzo Trier. He can be up on the squad for 45 days, right? So you can, right now, you don't have to take him off the squad. You don't even have to take him off. You can continue to, let him play until he reaches his limit, I guess, right? Then you have to make a decision, right? What am I going to do? What are we going to do? So you could keep him around and you can keep him and he can play as many minutes as you're going to play him, I guess. Right. But then you have to figure out what are we going to do? There's going to be a certain point where you got to figure out what you're going to do with him.
You have a whole bunch of guys.
So, that right there is, that's going to be the situation with Alonzo Trier. But I truly believe that he could be one of the top 3 scorers on the team. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yeah, hello, Sam. What's going on, man?
What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah, my name is Andrew. I'm the guy that called a couple times ago, and they were saying I sound like Patrick. My name is Andrew. Andrew, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff I want to get off my chest, man.
All right.
Knicks team.
All right, so what's going on?
Man. Here's my problem. I've been hearing everybody talking about the Knicks, right? About all the issues going on with the team.
Mm-hmm.
And while I agree they have a lot of issues, my feeling is, right, that the problem is the guys that he's choosing to play. In my estimation, right, they have enough talent on the team. Not that they're going to win a lot of games, but that right now when I watch the team, it's insufferable to watch them, right? It's not only that they're losing, but you can't even watch them because they're so awful, right? And the reason that's going on in my estimation is because the guys he's playing are not good players. He has guys out there. All these guys are one-on-one players, right? You got Trier, you got Burke, you got Timmy. These guys are not playing like a team game. It's all about them. It's all about dribbling the ball on the court and chucking shots up, right? And when we did play any kind of semblance of game where you felt like, man, you get it into it, was right in that fourth quarter. And who was in there? You had Frank. Yeah, you had my man. By the way, I like Baker too. But anyway, you had Baker. You had guys like that who, what do they have in common? They play defense and they play a team game. They're not flashy. Baker's not flashy, right? But when Baker come on the court, right, he's not the most talented dude in the world. But when he comes on the floor, all of a sudden the team starts to get an identity. The identity is they play defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, when I look at my man Fizdale and the fact that he doesn't recognize that, already I'm starting to have questions about this dude, man. I had high hopes about him, but now the fact that he's talking this nonsense about he wants to move Frank all over the place, and instead, it's the fact he doesn't recognize that Frank should be the point guard. Every time Frank comes in there, the offense runs smooth. I don't think anybody could argue that. When you start putting Burke and Trier in there, that's when you start to see all this nonsense kind of stuff going on with the offense, right? You put Frank in there, the team plays better offensively, the team plays better defensively. And I mean, the fact he doesn't see that makes me, like, really, it's frustrating to see. To me, Frank holds the key to this whole thing. The guy is like, you're still there, right?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just listening to you, bro. I'm still here.
Yeah. He's like, he plays like somebody, I forgot who said that he was like I forgot the term they used, but the term I would use, he's like the skeleton key. Like, he fits anything you want to do, he fits that. I think the term they use, the Swiss Army knife, I think was the term. I forgot who said, I think it might have been Ant that said that.
Yeah.
Right? But he's like the skeleton key. He's like, he fits all the key. He's like the key that fits all the lock. Whatever you want to do, Frank is able to enable you to do it. You want to play defense, Frank will help you play that. You want to run the offense and have it run smoothly, he's able to do that. All the stuff about, you hear about Knox being in the corner and all that. Part of the problem is, yes, I think my man Mark is right. He's a little passive. But part of it is because these guys are playing one-on-one ball all the time. Yes. It freezes him out. You put a guy like Frank in there. Frank is not one of those guys who has an agenda, right? He's going to look for the guy that has the best shot. He's going to look for the guy that's in the best position. So you're not going to have that kind of stuff where people are frozen out the offense. He's going to be looking for the best guy. So a guy like Knox, he's going to get that. He's going to get him involved. You know what I mean? So to me, since they're not seeing all, to me that's so painfully obvious. And maybe he's just because he's trying to find the best guys. It's a complete experiment. And maybe I'm being too quick to jump off Fizdale's bandwagon. But right now, to me, it's painfully obvious that if you want to start putting together, get this team to have a sort of an identity, you got to put people like Frank in there. You got to even give Baker more minutes, so you can play 37 threes today, man. 37 threes. Why? Because they're not playing the perimeter. The moment you put Frank in there, you put it with Baker, all of a sudden, Brooklyn had all kinds of problems. You see what I'm saying? It's very obvious. It's very obvious.
I'm with you, man.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%, and we'll see. I think this is the preseason. We'll see what these lineups really start to look like during the regular, next Wednesday.
The regular
when it really kicks off.
You might be right. Maybe it's complete experimentation for him, and if that's the case, then I would apologize in advance for jumping off the bandwagon so quick. But I think Nate was a couple of your shows back. I think Nate was saying he read somewhere. I was looking for the article, I didn't find it, but he was saying that he read, or somebody told him that Berman was saying that they see Frank as they're gonna move Frank all the way around.
He did. I read that.
If it is true, that's absolute nonsense. I don't understand if it is true now. It could be because Berman, they say write a lot of nonsense. So it could be just But if it's true, right? If it's true, then it's just. How do you not look at Frank, right? First of all, he is clearly, based on what we're seeing, if it is true about you eat what you kill. That's another reason why I'm upset with Fifth Day. He's talking about you eat what you kill. Clearly, to me, I think even you guys on the chat would agree that Frank has clearly been the best point guard on the team so far in preseason, right? In these games, right? If it is truly eat what you kill, how is it not Frank? Frank should be nailing down that point guard spot without even a question. Well, none of this nonsense about moving him around to this. He should be the point guard. Burke looks awful. Trier is, I like Trier scoring, but the guys I can't stand him sometimes because it's all about him. He doesnn't pass the ball. Same thing with Timmy. They're all the same type of players, and they just get on my nerves. When I see Frank, man, I just love to watch a dude play because it's all about team. It's all about the team, man. Everybody talking about you don't break people down, all that nonsense. The guy plays a good, solid team game, passes the ball, plays the D, and it boggles my mind that we hear this nonsense, man. I can't take it already.
Yeah,
I'm frustrated.
I hear you, man. I hear
you. Know what I mean?
I definitely hear you. Hey, I appreciate the call.
Yeah, you gotta go. And, I know, man. Bro.
I appreciate it, but some very good points.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying some very good points. I think I'm looking at the chat. A lot of people in the chat agree with you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. But hey, have a great weekend. And hey, I'm gonna be back on. I'm gonna do a season preview Monday night. I'm gonna do a season preview.
Before I go, so basically, what you're gonna do, because during the off season you were doing Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, right?
Yeah.
The way you're gonna do it now is you're just gonna do it just after games now, or like pre and just game day, or you'll do other days too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do after the games. Yeah, and then when it comes back around the clock, and we're in the off season, I'll go back to doing that Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I may have some special ones here and there, like for example, Monday. I'm gonna be back on Monday to to just do like a season preview. So I'm gonna be on live Monday at 10:30 to do a season preview. I won't be on Tuesday, but then I'll be back on Wednesday, broadcasting from the game.
Gotcha. So basically, it's just you're gonna be just doing your thing on game days, right?
On game days, yeah.
Basically, and then you might have some special that you do maybe not on game days, like you said on Monday. You're gonna do a preview and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Exactly.
That's basically how it's gonna work.
Right. Exactly.
All right, and thanks for taking the call, man. And just want to say, what's up to the rest of the chat, and
all right,
take care, man.
All right, have a good weekend, man. Later. Yeah, guys. So that everyone does know, yes, I'm coming on after every game. I'll be on live after every game. I'm trying to do a pregame before every game, but that may not work out. So I'll always let you know if I'm going to do the pregame or not. I'll let you know. I'll be coaching my daughter's varsity basketball team, so we're going to have games. So sometimes we'll be traveling, and I won't be able to do the pregame. I should always be able to do the postgame, even if I'm doing it from my phone, traveling back from the game. But I may not always be able to do the pregame. I will always have a preview video before the game, a couple of days before the game or whatever. And then I hope to have a pregame show before just about every game. But there may be some games that I don't have one. That's why I haven't really put that down as, hey, this is on the schedule. because there might be some games that I missed due to basketball practice or basketball games. But I will be on after every game. I'll be on here live after every game. If anything changes, of course, I'll be the first one to let you know. All right. We're going to come back over here to the video chat. I wanted to get the Nick to see what he thought about the defense. And then after that, I'm going to, we're going to end this out. We're going to close this out. Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm here. When it came to the defense.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the defense, I thought that kind of plays a little bit to what you were talking about with the rotations and like running a 10 or 8-man rotation. With the amount of guards that we have, if we run like a full-time full court press or even half court press or press periodically, like if we talk about like an all-out defense, we could rotate guys very often in that kind of system because we get burnt out very quick. That's the point of not running the full court press in the NBA, is because guys get tired too quickly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the rotations are very short in the NBA versus college. And you could actually more or less call it a college-like system because we got a lot of young guys, and running a college-like system might actually help. But for the way we've been playing defense, has been up and down. The one thing that I realized was, and I remember this when Phil was there. I can't remember the dude's name, but he's in Portland right now, but he was the one big man that we had that actually used to call out defensive sets for us very well. And I think we missed that too. Someone that is in the back of the defense pointing out where guys need to be. I don't think KP does that well. I damn sure know Kanter doesn't do it well.
You know what? I was about to make a comment there.
We're going to need Mitchell Robinson or somebody to pick that up and how to point out where guys need to be. And
and Nick, you said Kanter can't do it. Actually, Fizdale, and I believe it was Fizdale.
When you look at
Fizdale said, yeah.
What's the dude's name?
And actually, Fizdale said that Kanter, he was impressed by Kanter's defense. He said he didn't, all of the whatever the what people were saying about his defense, that he didn't exactly see it, and that he thought Kanter was playing decent defense, and that Kanter would be the guy kind of calling out the defense from the back. And this was coming from Fizdale. This is coming from Fizdale. So that's something that I'm going to be watching that. I want to see it. I'm not sure if Kanter really can do that. If he has enough basketball IQ defensively to do that, but it did come from Fizdale. I don't know. You can search it up and look for it. Maybe I try to find that quote for the season preview. But that's something that he said.
Seeing it from the standpoint of Kanter actually pointing out the defense, or his just individual defense, because I think Kanter individually, like one-on-one, he did well. I mean, Anthony Davis didn't shoot that well against him. I mean,
no, he did well.
He is good one-on-one. I just feel like in space, he's not good in space, and not many big men are. Even KP isn't good at in space, like trying to guard a guard or something like that. Not many big men could do that,
and KP
or move their feet that well.
KP is always going to have trouble guarding a guard. He's 7'3". Unless that guard is 6'10", you know what I mean? KP's gonna have trouble with it. He does well. One thing I say that I've seen that KP does, and other big man do. KP does it. Luke did it tonight. He'll let that person kind of go a little bit with the intentions of blocking it from the backside. I think KP does a good job doing that.
Yeah.
Of course, he's always going to have trouble dealing with guards on the perimeter. You know what I mean? But I think KP does a decent job, and hopefully he's getting faster and stronger. He'll do a better job when he gets back.
Yeah.
So let me see. I'm gonna get. I want to talk to Prince real quick, and then we're gonna get to these last words, fellas. All right, Prince, man, what do you think? Anything about the defense that you've seen?
Not nothing in particular. I do like the fact that we are rotating a lot better than last year. The way that our bigs are closing out, chopping their feet, and closing out, in a defensive stance, so it actually looks like they're actually contesting shots and just not going through the motions. It really our anchor is going to be, that center position is going to be if Kanter can stay out of foul trouble, because obviously behind him we only got Cornette and Mitch, and obviously Mitch is he's going to be he's going to be walking foul call. So right now he's definitely not ready. So it's really going to be up to Kanter. I hate to say it, and it's going to fall. A lot of it, like, he's really going to be our unsung hero, I believe. Much like everybody was talking, I didn't get a chance to really give him his props, but I believe Kanter definitely is going to be one of our top players, if not the top player on our team this year, hands down. Like, I mean, just as far as how he impacts the game, rebounding and scoring.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, guys. We're down to the end of the show. I'm gonna ask you guys to, take a few minutes and just think about your last words. I'm gonna come back to you in a minute as we're going through. I'm gonna start making my rounds. So chat, YouTube chat. Let me know who you think needs to go last with the last words. We got a big group up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people in the chat. Tell me who you think needs to go last. Who you want to hear last before we finish up. Just a couple of housekeeping things as we're going into last words. I'll remind you one more time that I am coming on after every single game is when I'll be on. Hopefully I'll have a pregame show before every single game, but I do, I'm coaching basketball, coaching varsity basketball, so there may not be a pregame show every game. There will be a team preview, a game preview before every game that comes out a couple of days before the game or the day before the game or whatever it is. So make sure you check those. Make sure that you check those out. Of course, again, like I told you, we got the MLK Day. Make sure you check that out. If you want to go to it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, your first time here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I go live. All right. So chat, I'm coming to you. Video chat, I'm coming to you. We're gonna finish off these last words, so we can get ready for the season to start. And Monday night, 10:30, season preview. You'll get a notification for it. All right. Okay, so let's see what we're doing. Prince, since you're already up, why don't you give us your last words, man? And we're gonna rock off for this weekend. You hear me, Prince?
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah.
All right,
why don't you give us your last words, brother?
I'm over here. Yeah, I'm over here looking at the chat, man.
Yeah.
Right. Hey. Peace and love to the chat, man. Hey, good vibes. Like I told everybody, let's go ahead and, hey, man, if you tripping about the first 5 preseason games, then you might as well don't even come on the chat for this next 82, because it's gonna be a long, bumpy ride. But nobody knew that we was gonna be, a top team in the East. If we do, we grow. That's great, but everybody, we know what we are. We're a young team that needs to gel. Definitely looking forward to seeing what the offense look like under Fizz. I believe he just kept it straight vanilla going into preseason, but definitely after, like you said, when the ball really dropped and it really count, we're gonna see a lot of difference in this Knicks team, and then we're gonna start to see guys molded into the players that Fizz said he wants to be. I remember I heard him in one of his press conference he was saying was basically that he takes a lot of plays that guys ran in other programs and he's going to run them here. So a lot of stuff we didn't get to really truly see Knox run his stuff. We didn't get to see what Herzonia, his specialties. So once Fizz gets a chance to really put his blueprint on these guys, we'll see a lot of difference in our play. But hey, Sim, keep doing your thing. Be blessed, brother. Hey, man, can't wait to the next one.
All right. Peace. Next one, Monday night, 10:30, season preview. Peace.
Monday night.
Let's go. All right. Let me see who we're going to come to. John, coming to you, John. Give us your last words, my man.
All right. Yes. Just going off what Prince said, we're in for a bumpy season this year. Anyone who's just like jumping ship or freaking out, you got to remember, we're a young team, we're rebuilding. But I appreciate Scott Perry and Steve Mills staying committed to our team, not jumping ship, and let's see what else. I want to see Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr. stop chucking up threes. That's all. I cannot stand seeing that, especially when the ball's not moving. But overall, I think we got a good spot going on.
Okay.
So,
all right, sounds good.
And just want to wish you luck on your season, Sim. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. We got our work cut out for us with these young ladies, but it's gonna be a fun season. And look, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on that too. I don't know if parents want their kids on any kind of video or anything like that, but I'll definitely keep you guys updated with how we're doing.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me, chat, guys. Really appreciate it.
Definitely. Hope you come back, man. Yeah, get all your stuff unpacked and come back.
So, thank you, Sim.
All right. Later.
I got you guys.
All right. And let me see who we got. Guillermo. I'm on you.
What's good, man?
What's up, man?
I'm just. Look.
You there?
All right, hold on. I gotta mute everybody because they're just making jokes now. But hold on.
Yeah,
man. We'll see how this season goes, man. I hope this is all dress rehearsal. Not dress rehearsal. I just hope it's all letting these guys play and gel together, man. I'm hoping that there's some type of strategy to get guys easier looks like Knox, Herzonia, Vonleh, because we have a bunch of pieces on this team that they're not self-starters in the sense of that they just go out and ball out. Like we don't have any Donovan Mitchells, but we got a lot of guys who played better when they have confidence. And what I've seen with Fizdale is that he's an encouraging guy, and he's also a very coaching guy. And like he said, man, he's not going to ding you on technical mistakes. He's going to teach you, and he's only going to ding you on bad mistakes. So when Tim Hardaway Jr. is shooting awful threes and not playing defense, I hope he dings him on that because that's the type of stuff that could kill us, man. So it remains to be seen, man. I do want to see Mitchell and Kanter play together because I think that'd be interesting. A guy who can play on defense and then a guy who can play on offense, rebounds. But it might be a pipe dream. Maybe he implements that somehow. But we'll see. So I'll see you guys on Monday, man. Peace out.
All right, man. Peace. Have a good one. Have a good one. All right. Let me see. Nick, I'm coming to you, man. Last words, bro.
To start off with, man, just everybody pray for the people in Florida after that storm. It's crazy out here with these storms. But back to the Knicks, everybody got to be patient. Who's Mark? Be patient. I don't know. Just take it one step at a time. I think we can't really judge Fizdale until probably December, maybe at the end of the season, to see like what his offense is going to be. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to take time. The defense, the offense, all that's going to take time. I think a lot of these guys, especially just look at the way Frank was used last year. Jeff Hornacek said play defense, and then he didn't play him, but like 4 minutes the next game.
Right.
So, but what I'm saying is like, so these guys had like mixed signals. Even KP had mixed signals from Phil Jackson to Jeff Hornacek to the coaching staff they had. So these guys probably got to get recoached even Trey Burke, like the way they use Trey Burke in the D League versus the way they use him in the NBA last year, I mean, that's night and freaking day. So, we got to take our time, just give them space. And then, if we lose games, we're just going to get a high pick and we just going to keep it trucking,
Yeah, no doubt.
That's it.
All right, man.
Keep it trucking, man.
Peace. All right. Appreciate
Peace.
it, man. Hopefully catch you on Monday. Peace. All right, it's Real Shark fan. I'm on you, baby. What's up?
Well, great show tonight.
Appreciate it.
I just want us to have a positive, productive season. A healthy season, of course. We really got to work on our defense, and I just hope we could, tread somewhere near 500, a 500 record, so we could, be a good look for some of these free agents that we are seeking out. But other than that, man, I'm gonna see you guys Wednesday at the game.
All right.
I should have been in the bed. I gotta go to work in the morning. I gotta get up at 5:45. But I love this show. All right. Hey, listen. I love this show. I love the Knicks. You guys are awesome dudes. Sim, you got something good going on, and I support it,
bro. Thank you.
And I can't wait to the season starts Wednesday, man.
For sure, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped about it.
I still have a job. I'm the supervisor. I'm not worried.
All right, you good.
All right.
All right.
Sharks in the water.
No
have
doubt.
a good night.
Peace, man. All right. Let me see what we coming to. Isaiah, I don't know where you been.
Hey.
I don't know where you been all night. But
bro, I've been sleeping.
What's going on? What's up,
I've been sleeping, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm an honest brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been
that's
sleeping.
what's up. So what's going on, man?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Nah, but so there's a couple things that's gonna happen. We have to be a good team. We got to be a good rebounding team, because the way it's looking, we're gonna lose a lot of games just off of rebounding alone. I want to see more passing. I don't want to be an ISO team. That's one thing that I am a little worried about with Fizz, and it's okay because he's gonna work it out. And like you said before, we might not get a game plan or a system until the end of the year or towards the end of the year. But I don't want to be this ISO team. I don't want to do that. I don't want to see that. That's why I think Frank should start. And one thing too that I'm a little worried about, I talked to Viv about, was Kanter. I'm scared that this is his contract year, so he's going to play a lot better than he usually does, because it's his contract year, which every player does. We all know that. So I just want to watch out for that. But again, hey, everybody have a good weekend. Sim, Viv, I'm going to see y'all next weekend. I know we're going to talk about it probably a couple of days before it, but I'm excited. Can't wait to see everybody.
Yeah,
Who's Mark's going to try to sneak in, and that's not going to work, but we're going to pray for him. we gonna pray for him, man. We gonna pray for Mark, and we gonna hope MSG don't kick us all out. But we gonna go to walk Clyde down. We gonna do something. I don't know, but Mark, we gonna pray for him.
All right, no doubt. All right, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Let me see, Viv, I'm on you, man. What's up?
It's a fun chat this evening. Started from the pregame up to now.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Everything is the off season. It's all preseason. It's all done now. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the moves they make come October 5th, by Monday, when they have to. I think they have to cut some people. I don't know what's going to happen, actually. Everyone says they're going to waive Noah, but I don't know what's going to happen. So, I'm gonna anticipate a surprise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be a long season, but what I want to happen is that the coaching staff sticks to a plan and just goes with it in a sense, and then just continues to get better with that plan. Last 4 years, whatever, the post-Woodson years, with Fisher, Hornacek, whatever, they never really got a plan set up, or if they did, they just kind of ditched it. With Fisher, they never really figured out what offense to run. It took them forever to get any semblance of a triangle, and then what happened in that era was they just like ditched a ton of it in the second year, and then it's just they kind of kept some of it when Hornacek was around. So it was just like there's no real mess, and then the whole defensive fiasco or whatever. So I hope none of that happens. They stick to like a one main mission and one main motto, and then just kind of build off of it and just get better every single day. And I think that's going to be the main theme of the season: just get better every day.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's going to happen behind the scenes, unfortunately. So,
right.
We won't be able to witness a lot of it. It'll just come over the course of a season. And I think again, like I said with Knox, I think a lot of our players, especially our younger guys, need to understand, that they can be equally productive without the ball in their hands. So they they need to understand, how to become more important, or how to become an asset off the ball, whether it's setting the right screens, whether it is, passing the ball properly to a certain player, whatever it is, they just need to be more valuable on that end of the floor, or when they don't have the ball. And when they start doing that, that's when they'll get easier opportunities to score, and the game becomes a lot easier for them. So look, we'll see what happens. It'll definitely be a fun season. It'll be definitely a fun opening night.
Yeah, it is.
The team will win, but even if they don't win, hopefully we still see some hard work, hard effort,
exactly.
and
see some building blocks out there. Hopefully.
See some building blocks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Viv, you gonna be here Monday?
Yeah, I'll be here Monday. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. 10:30. We're gonna do season preview. About an hour and a half. Get us ready for Wednesday night, man. So, all right.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, Viv. Have a good weekend, bro. Have a good one.
Sounds good. I'll see you Monday.
Right. See you Monday. Peace. All right. So now look what we have here. Look what we have here. We got Who's Mark and we got Aunt G. I don't see no better time than the present to have a conversation. Aunt G, what's up?
Yeah, this is beautiful. I love it.
Who's
Sam?
Mark? What's going on? What's up?
Mark is
Let me unmute him. Hold on.
Yes, he's scared. He got me muted. He don't want this smoke. Listen, Sam. Mark is he thinks he's the big shot, right?
Bro.
But I once heard this quote, and it says, "A big shot is just a little shot that kept on shooting." And I'm taking my shot right now at Mr. Big Shot. You feel me? Mark, he think he owned the chat. He think this is show, Sam. And you know what? I've had enough. Ooh. I'm ready to test his basketball intellect. He does a lot of talking. He tells everybody they don't know basketball. That's his favorite quote. You don't know basketball. His favorite quote. I'm here to see how much basketball he know. I've been watching. He talk loud and says nothing. His name does not need to be Who's Mark. It needs to be Screaming Mark. That's all he does.
Whoa.
And I must say, he's very, very entertaining. Very entertaining. I would love to see him debate Stephen A. Smith. That would be priceless. I would pay to see that. Very entertaining. He knows a little bit. But in the areas that he's not sufficient in with his knowledge of the game, he covers it up by screaming. And I'm challenging you, my brother, to debate rules, no screaming. None. No yelling. No jumping up and down like this. Just use your words, my brother. That's it.
Mark.
And let's see what you really know about the game of basketball.
Mark,
Is it my floor?
And it don't have to be tonight.
No.
Monday.
Let me say one thing.
Right, but we can set this up. Mark, what's up?
He hit it on the point. He's entertaining, and if anybody from day one, matter of fact, Sim, when I enter your chat room, how was I?
You came in screaming. The first phone call.
I want everybody to understand something about Mark, because I live my life being me. I don't do things for others people, comfort. I do things how I like it. If I feel like, I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna yell. But it's not more yelling to, get on your nerves. It's more just because I'm just a loud person. That's all. I'm not loud just to get attention. Trust me. I don't even like male attention. I don't even like male attention like that. I'm a very low-key person in real life. This internet thing got you guys thinking of me a little different, but it's okay because you see what I display. But as I tell Sim, when I come on this show, I do things to entertain. Now, let me ask the chat something. Let's put a poll here. If y'all want me to come on PC, very calm, like I'm in college, waiting for the college professor to come to me for an answer, then I will. But if y'all want me to be entertaining and yell, I'll do what the chat want me to do. But from this basketball aspect, listen, bro, I go on how I see the game. Whatever I watch, and I've been watching the Knicks for the last 10 years, I'm only saying what is actual facts. Now, if I say something, I might say some things outlandish. A lot of people does. Not everybody's perfect. You get what I'm saying? Not everybody's perfect. I don't expect me to be 100% right about everything. Listen, if you think I don't even call myself a bitch shot. I don't even like the word clout. But like I said, in real life, I'm a very nice person to people. I gravitate to people. That's just me. That's been my personality since I was yay high. I understand you want to take it's like the pupil wanted to beat the teacher. I understand. Ever since you in this chat, you've been watching me. You've been watching my words in my chat. I understand. But you know what, bro? You can have it if the chat wants you to have it. I didn't ask the chat to take me, bro.
So
I didn't ask the chat to take me.
So do you accept the challenge or no?
Come on, Mr. Miyagi. Come on, man. Come on, Mr. Miyagi.
I'm here. I'm not running. Who said I was running? You keep saying I'm ducking. I'm in the chat.
He Mr. Miyagi now. He the teacher.
So do you accept the challenge or no? Yes or no?
I accept the challenge.
Okay,
but listen. The pupils call me teacher.
No. You just accept the challenge. You don't gotta start. You don't gotta start pleading. Copping the plea, man. Just accept the challenge. No buts.
You can have listen. You can have what you want. The challenge you want.
The people want it. The people want it.
And it only started from when you opened your mouth, bro.
Sometimes you gotta tell people what they want, man. That's how it go. They don't know what they want till you tell them.
Nah, sometimes when the people want something, they got to make themselves known almost every chat so the teacher can listen. Because you know what, bro? Because yo, chat. Guess what, chat? Anytime I come in this chat room, because people want to call me out, I have Ant blocked every show. I don't hear anything he said. I'm not scared.
You scared?
Yo, chat. Guamo had to block him because he was just talking pure nonsense. That's what I'm going through when I'm in this chat room, bro. It's not me. They come down on me because I'm speaking facts. I'm saying Knox is not aggressive. Here go the Moutier fan. He gets mad because I say Knox not aggressive. Am I lying? No. He's displaying what I see on the court. What am I saying wrong, chat? What am I saying?
Stop copping, man. Listen, you're not the victim, brother. Just be ready.
Bro, I just said I accept the challenge. Mute me. Stop saying what you're saying.
You can't mute me on this debate, bro. You got to man up and talk.
Bro.
You can't mute me here.
Bro.
We ain't going to tell them about that time that I made you quit.
Well, you made me quit because when you said Kevin Durant.
Nah, we ain't gonna. I made you quit though. I made you quit though. You ended the live.
Hold on. Okay.
I made you quit.
Okay. No, let me backtrack that. The same thing he was talking in the chat tonight. He was talking about Tim Duncan and Kevin Durant. I said Tim Duncan is a way more impactful player than Kevin Durant will ever be, because from when Duncan stepped into the league and from when he left out, he was the Spurs' defensive anchor. He was the Spurs. So when Ant was going on his little thing about Kevin Durant,
what we was talking about at all.
When he was going about Kevin Durant, I said, how? When Tim Duncan was basically almost perfect. There's nothing you can say about Tim Duncan playing in this league. There's nothing you could say. There's nothing you can say about Tim Duncan. He's a top 10 all-time player. He's a top 10 all-time.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Monday, Monday, 11:30. Monday, I'm coming on live at 10:30 still, but the debate is gonna start at 11:30.
There it is.
All right, that's how we do.
You don't seem too excited, my brother.
And
no,
Mark,
you excited, bro.
Mark,
I ain't that excited because you listen. You giving me labels.
How your heart feel?
I never gave nobody, bro. I'm fine. No one gave me labels. You're giving me labels. I never said I was the king of the chat, bro. They just accepted me because guess what? I'm entertaining the folks. That's what
you called yourself Mr. Miyagi. You called yourself Mr. Miyagi. You said you was the teacher.
Bro,
and I'm Karate Kid, I guess.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do.
No, I was giving you an analogy. I'm not labeling myself. I'm just telling you what it looks like.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Mark. Make sure you got your email ready. So I'm gonna send you guys some topics. I'm gonna send you guys some topics, and I'll send you some topics. You tell me what you think about the topics, and then I'll match up what we need to debate about.
Bro, any topic you want to throw, just go. I'm on the fly.
Put it out there, and because we'll have a debate. We'll have some time. We'll have some time for each one of you to say your piece, and then you can go at each other. We'll do another topic. We'll have some time for each one of you to say your piece. You can go at each other. Monday, 11:30.
All right, let me say one more thing to end the show. Let me say one more thing. It's like that. Ant thinks because I yelled that I'm not articulating my words, that I must be an idiot or something like that, because he thinks talking calm makes you look much smarter than me. No, bro. I keep telling you, I just entertain when I yell, and I'm just like that in person. Now, when they meet me, when next week, when they meet me open night, then they'll get to know Mark. You just know me from the internet, bro. Take it easy, bro. Take it easy.
I'm chilling.
Take it easy. Right.
Well, there we have it.
This ice water was real refreshing.
Nah. Sorry.
I'm chilling.
Well, fellas, we're gonna let this be. We're gonna let this be. Don't worry, Brian Jones, and Brian Jones. I'm not gonna give them everything. We're gonna have some stuff where they can go off the top. So don't worry about that. I got you. All right.
Mitch Conner, shut up.
What happened?
Protection program.
Nah, Mitch, you right, bro. Shout out to Mitch Conner, man.
Fellas, I'm gonna let you guys go so we can finish off the night. All right. And we can get out of here. Everybody can start their weekend. I know some people got to go to work or whatever. All right. So,
shout
Monday.
out to the chat and send, man.
All right,
shout out,
man.
Shout out.
Peace. Catch y'all Monday.
Definitely.
And there we have it, folks. Big debate Monday night. It's gonna be fun. And you know what? If this works out and goes well, we'll set up a couple more. That might be fun. We'll set up a couple more debates. So if you want to get into it, you guys let us know. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some people that want to get into do a couple of debates. So we're gonna check it out. We're gonna start off with Mark and Ant, and we'll see how it goes from there. And yeah, this should be fun. But anyway, guys, have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Look for a video or two to come out over the weekend. And then, of course, Monday night, 10:30, we'll have a season preview. 11:30, debate with Mark and Ant G. Should be real fun. All right. Peace.